Hello? Hi, chat. Can you hear me? I keep. Uh, I was like so busy before stream. Give me a second. I have to like rush the tears and everything before we start so that we don't have to worry about that part. Hi, Dracus, Nice Rex. Still can. It's okay if you cannot watch, it's fine. Thanks for chatting anyway. Dracus, where's Yukaru? She should be watching this too. I need to make sure that you guys have good background music as well. Hopefully this will work properly, because I've never streamed a tier list with this new software before. The previous tier list stream was using the old software, so let's see. Hopefully it's fine, maybe? I think it should be fine. Can you guys hear the background music? Okay, I think the background music should be working. Yeah, I think it should be fine. I think you guys should be able to hear it. The audio settings for this new software is a bit chunky compared to the old one, but it's fine. Hopefully you guys can hear it. It's basically the music I play for my intro and outro screen, so hopefully it's working. It should be working, because unfortunately I'm listening to like my own music, so I cannot hear the live right now. So hopefully you guys can hear and everything's alright. Oh. Okay, so let me get chat out so that I can see you guys while we do the tier list together. And you guys can already see the tiers I made, so I'll be explaining what they mean in a second. So let's see. As always, of course, leave your opinion on where you think each character will go, and yeah. Very normal tier list stream. So this, I plan to do like 2 different tier lists for like friendship, because like friends will differ from person to person, right? So there'll be another tier list that I make with you guys in the future, where it's us as individuals and how close we are to each character as friends. This tier list is not like that. This tier list is what role would they play in their own friend group. So you can think of it as like this, whichever character we're placing in the tier list is whichever character that like what would their role be in their own friend group, if that makes sense. So this is not something that like would differ from individual to individual. This is literally who they are as a person and what kind of friend would they be. Yeah. So let me, hopefully that is quite easy for you guys to follow through. Hopefully I didn't lose any of you guys yet. Hopefully you guys understand like the concept and stuff, what the type of friends they are gonna be. Yes, correct. So you can picture them in a friend group, and what role would they play in a friend, if they were in a friend group, because all of them have their own friends, right? So there'll be another tier list where it's like each of us as individuals, like how close are we as friends to the characters in OnStars. But this one is different because this one is going to be the OnStars characters themselves in their own friend group. What kind of friend would they be? Yeah. So I'm not able to cover every topic, of course, because this, I can't make the tier list so big. But we have the few that I was able to come up with. Hope you guys can see the cropping is a bit weird because I don't want to like show any of like the advertisements and stuff. But uh okay, so the top to the bottom doesn't matter. It's literally just, it's one of those tier lists where it's not from best to worst or anything. So the first tier is the planner. The planner is basically the person that organizes hangouts with the friend group, and like if the friend group like wants to hang out with each other, this person would be the one to decide where they go, do the bookings for them if they're going to like karaoke or something, and like the person that handles all the receipts and stuff like that. So this is the planner. The hype friend is pretty self-explanatory. The calm anchor is, you can think of the calm anchor as also the emotional support. So the people in the group will go to this person if they're having a rough day or need someone that they can listen to and like talk to them, and the person would listen to them. So that's the calm anchor. So the calm anchor is basically, emotional support, a listener, stuff like that. The snack bringer, I don't think I need to say what that type of friend is. The glue is basically, I don't know about you guys, but like for me, in some of my friend groups, uh there's always this one person that is like the glue for the group. So this person is the one that always solves, not say solve, but this person is always the one to diffuse arguments and bickerments within the group. So you can think of this person as the person that holds the friend group together no matter what. So this person is like, never in conflicts with, not saying never in conflicts, but it's more of like this person is always the person you go to if you have conflicts within your own friend group, and they're the glue that holds the friend group together. This is the person that you can rely on to make sure that you guys stay friends. Then the observer is the person who is self-explanatory, most observant in the friend group. So the observer is like someone who like notices the little details in their friends, and like the moment their friends act a little bit off, the observer would immediately notice and let the rest of the group know so that they can fix fix it basically. The leader is this tier, I may remove it. If I'm gonna be honest, I may remove it because the leader is honestly based on friend groups that I had. I had friend groups like this. I don't anymore. My current friend groups don't have a quote unquote leader. That's why I put it in quotes, because leader basically means like this person for some reason is the person you would always think about when you're referring to this specific friend group. So for example, like one time when I was a lot younger, my friend group like was known as the outcast in a sense. I was like super young back then, but I was friends with like all the outcasted people, and there's someone who is in my friend group that's super outcasted to the point where like a lot of people refer to her as the leader of our group. So yeah, I think I'll remove this tier. But basically the leader is like someone who represents the group as a whole. But I don't think it's like a really honorable thing in a friend group. So yeah, because sometimes, you know, friend groups are what about like the are about like every member, not just because of one person representing them, right? Then for the low key is basically the people who like, like if let's say you're in a group chat together, the low key people don't respond, but if you guys like plan an outing or something, they would go out and meet you guys. So it's like the low key is basically the person that doesn't doesn't really immediately reply to anything, but like they're there when they need to be. So they are more like introverted, basically. Then the ride or die is basically the people that you can 100% rely on. So you might be wondering, like, what's the difference between the ride and die and the calm anchor, right? So my vision was the calm anchor is like the listener and the person that can give you emotional support. The ride or die is basically this person is like aka best friend material, you know. So I would change this to like best friend material. Yeah. So you can honestly rely on them for like anything. So not only so this is basically the calm anchor on steroids if you think about it. So not only like can you trust them, can you like talk to them about your problems or listen, but the best friend material is also the person that you can trust to keep all your secrets, you can trust to like make sure that things you don't want said out loud stays enclosed in your conversation and stuff. So basically these people are the people that you trust your biggest secrets with. All good, chat. Everyone, anyone unclear about any of the tiers? If not, then we can just get along with it because we have a lot to go through, like always. But as always, we are not gonna be ranking any of the most sub characters. We're just gonna be ranking the 58 idols. Oh my gosh, I spent over 10 minutes explaining. Then of course, if like you guys have any opinions you want to share, just let me know. And like like do actually put like who you feel belongs in which tier, cause yeah, cause this is a tier list stream and the tier list streams are normally the most interactive that I have. So hopefully everyone is, you know, good, clear, and not confused. Hopefully I didn't lose any of you guys. So we can get started. I will, if no one puts their opinion in chat, I will put where I feel like the person fits best. But like, if you guys have a different opinion, as always, just let me know. Feel free to let me know. It doesn't, you know, it's not like it's there's nothing wrong with that, basically. So we can go ahead and get started. So the first person is, of course, who I like to call father, Eiichi Tenshoin. So I'm trying to like not take into account like the fact that some of these guys are leaders of their respective groups, because I feel like that's a little bit unfair since the leaders of course have a bit more leadership skills. So I'm gonna actually remove this tier. So let me remove this one. Yeah, I'm gonna remove the leader tier. Okay, so for Eiichi, for me specifically, I think Eiichi belongs in the I would say low key tier, because for him it's kind of like a different story, since Eiichi is the type of person that, not saying that he doesn't want to be in group gatherings or doesn't want to attend social events. It's just that I feel like most of the time he'll be physically incapable of doing it because he's always on his hospital bed and stuff. So to me, it seems like Aichi would belong in the he will probably belong in the low key tier more, because I can see him like attending when he absolutely needs to, but due to his health, I don't think that um it'll be it'll be his priority to like attend so many social events, especially if it's like not social events business related. They are more just to go out with friends, you know. So I won't say he doesn't want to. It's just that he probably would be incapable of it, like physically incapable of it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so feel free to put in whatever opinion you have. Okay, don't worry about like saying how you feel. You know, because again, this is literally taking in everyone's opinion. So everyone's opinion is valid here. Okay. So the next one, and for this tier list, I'm actually going to be taking the average of everyone's opinions. Normally for tier list, I'll do it like that, but for this one, if let's say there's disagreement in chat, like we can all discuss it and stuff and agree to put them in one tier. Yeah. Because normally for these tier lists, unless it's specified to be my opinion, the tier list is normally my opinion mixed with you guys's. So there's like a back and forth between us, you know? We can like, you know, bounce off each other's energy and stuff. So the next person is Hibiki Wataru. Now, Wataru, I'm honestly between the either the planner or the hype friend, because I know Wataru is like, you know, pretty responsible and he knows how to, and he's like the type of person to like w- to like, I don't want to say collect people, but in a sense where like I can picture him like, if let's say like someone subtly in the friend group saying, hey, I feel like going out, Wataru will be like, yes, let's do it, and then he'll start planning it immediately, you know. So I would say that Wataru either goes in the planner or the hype friend. The hype friend is basically, you know, the hyper people. So to me, it doesn't. He fits in both. He's definitely the high type in your opinion. I would say, yeah, I would say that he goes in the hype friend more than the planner. Yeah. Hopefully, later in the day or later in the stream, more people will show up. Cause right now it's still a bit early, but it's okay. So the next person is Himemiya Tori. So for Tori, uh, he's probably the first one that I don't really have an idea for, because like he is probably, I don't want to say like Tori is, you know, I mean we all know Tori's a brat, so yeah, there is really no way to tell like what kind of friend would he be, because all of these are, you know, like good roles in a friend group, you know, because like even if the person is a brat, they normally have a role in the friend group. So I'm trying to think like what Tori would be, since all we know is that he's Yuzuru's master and he's a brat and he's pretty spoiled. So he's gotten better for sure, but I'm not too sure where would he go. The hype friend, the planner, the calm maker, the snack bringer, the glue, the observer, the low key, the best friend material. The snack bringer, but he definitely brings all the snacks. I can see that, yeah, because I think Tori would definitely like want to um what do you call it, like bring his favorite food, and like he's definitely the one to like say like give, like he would definitely want like a role when it's like, if let's say the friend group is planning a outing or a gathering or a party together, I can see Tori raising his hand and be like, I'll bring the snacks, you know. I agree with you, Nurse, actually, now that you pointed it out, it's actually not too far off from what I'm picturing in my head. So for Yuzuru, I definitely agree with you. Nurse Rex, I saw your chat about him. It would be Yuzuru to plan. Yeah, it would definitely be Yuzuru to plan, he because you know, we all know that Yuzuru is a very organized person, and he would definitely know what to do if, you know, the initial plan for their outing fails and stuff. So I think that is important for someone to have, and I think it's also important for a friend group to even have a planner to begin with, because this person is always the person you go to when you want to plan out the planner plans everything. But it's also the fact that like it's better to have one person like collect all the receipts and like later tell the friend group, say, hey, like this is how we're gonna split the bill and stuff like that. It's a bit easier, because to have one person do it than to like have everyone um basically like get involved, and then like it'll be a bit messy, because like people may not remember what they ordered and stuff like that. So yeah, I think having a planner in a friend group is actually very important, but that's just my opinion. Okay, the next person is okay. We're already finished with Fine, so the next person is Hokuto from Trickstar. Hokuto, I honestly can say that he can have potential to be the calm anchor because I would say that Hokuto is a good listener, but at the same time, it's like the calm anchor is also someone who can give good advice. So I don't know if Hokuto would be up for that task. But at the same time, I could also see him being the glue. But I wanted to give the glue tier to Subaru because Subaru is definitely the one that, you know, like mainly keeps Trickstar together. He's the one that, like gets along with everyone and like everybody loves Subaru, right? So I mean with the exception of like a few people I think, but yeah, I would say that Subaru goes in the as the glue of the friend group. So I think Subaru goes in that tier. So I don't really want to put Hokke there as well, just because, you know, I kind of want to keep like each member of each group separate from one another. You I picture Hokke as a friend that brings peace among friendship. He is. Okay, I'm gonna have two then. Instead of the calm anchor, let's put the listener. Oh, shoot. And then add row below here. And then this one would be the advice giver. There we go. So it's a little bit easier. So Hokke would definitely go in the listener here, I think. When you say like bring peace, I can think of him as the person that, you go to and you want someone to just listen to you, but you don't necessarily need their advice. And I think Hokke is perfect for that. Because he may not know what advice to give, but he definitely can listen and like comfort people. So that's good. That's good. Okay, next is Makoto. I mean, when Makoto's around, if you like video games, of course, that you'll be very good friends with him. But like, I would say that his role in a friend group is more of someone who is a bit joyous, but at the same time also, um, the friend that you go to when you want to do something different. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like I can picture Makoto as someone who like gets people to like try something they may not be interested in, if that makes sense. Even though he in himself is a person that isn't who is he himself is someone who panics a lot, and of course he has Izumi following him everywhere, right? But I can picture him like in the friend group where like someone asks, hey, like I want to take up something new or pick up a new hobby. Makoto will probably be the first one to say you should go for it and stuff, along with Subaru, which is pretty cute. So I would say that he's the friend that like encourages people, but that's not a tier in this list, and I don't want to add any more. So we're probably gonna have to narrow it down or change one of the tiers to something else. There's just so many different ways that people can be a good friend that this tier list cannot cover it all. So I was trying to generalize it actually. Uh he'll be a good listener too. That's another thing. Okay, I'm gonna do something here. The advice giver will merge it with the best friend material. So best friend material is literally like a person that literally can do it all. Like they can encourage you, they can give you advice, they can listen to you, and like whether or not the situation is good or bad or not. So I'll change that tier to encourager. I think that's more suited for the people in this cast rather than advice giver, since most of them probably would be too scared to actually give any advice if other people ask them to. So yeah, I think it's a little bit better than the encourager is much better than advice giver, I think, for this cast in particular. So because most of them are very capable of encouraging their friends, but probably they don't want to get into their friends' business when it's, not their situation at hand. Like it's not a decision for them to make. So yeah, encourager is better, I think. Okay, next is Mao Isada. um Honestly, for Mao, I don't really, I don't want to say he's low key, but the whole thing about him in the anime is that he, is very busy, and so he only shows up when he needs to. Most of the time he is doing his work and stuff back when, they were still at the academy, but obviously now, most of them have graduated already. But I don't know if I want to put him in the low key category now, because like obviously things are different. But at the same time, he's still a workaholic, so he probably still has the same habits as he did prior to graduating and stuff. So so it's a little bit harder to think. He could have potential to be the glue as well, because he's the one that, solves a lot of Trickstar's problems and gets Trickstar out of trouble. So he fits in a lot of things. So he could probably be best friend material, maybe. But at the same time, is like it will depend if, we would trust Mao to keep our deepest darkest secrets or not. So I think the question is like, do you guys think, or like, would you guys trust Mao to keep your deepest darkest secret? Like, would you tell your deepest darkest secret to Mao, and you trust that he won't tell anyone? Because if the answer is yes, then he goes in best friend material, you know? So I think that is something that we probably need to establish right now, in terms of like if he would go into the bottom tier or not. He may not though. They're so out of date, but current third grader already graduate. Yes, they did. I if I'm not wrong, right now, Tori is the student council president. Yeah, because it used to be Aichi, right? Then Aichi graduated and he passed it down to Mao. But yeah, Mao has graduated already. Because if I'm not wrong, Tori is actually the student council president now. So yes, Mao has graduated already. Yeah. So I would say like literally like around 75-80% of the cast has graduated already. If I'm getting the ages correctly, which I'm probably not, to be honest, because I only remember what class they were in at the beginning of the basic era actually. So I'm trying to like fast forward the time. But I definitely know that um yeah, I would say based on info that I have or I've heard, yes, Tori is the student council president now. So the Tori's year, and like basically anyone who's the same age as him, is third year now. So yeah. Let's see. Oh gosh. I would say Mao. He could go in the planner tier actually. We'll save the best friend material for like maybe something something okay, we'll save the best friend material tier for like the end, if any of them fulfill the requirement to be best friend material. So the next person is Tatora. You still think that Mao is the council, the president council? Yeah, a lot of people do actually. I feel because um they have been stuck in that year for so long because they aged 1 year when Crazy Bee and Alkaloid got added, right? But you have to age them another year after Esupudi got added because Special Princess, the year that they entered is is equivalent to like the other idols growing up by 1 year. So now it's actually a year after when Mao was student council president. So yeah, I think quite a few people actually forgot to age them up 1 more year because we're not at the beginning of music era anymore. This is 1 year after music era started in their universe. So yeah. So Tatora, he he's the hype friend, I would say. I cannot think of any sort of like situation where he won't be hyping up his friends. Like if his friends wants to like try something new or different, or his friends tell Tatora, say I'm interested in this, can you show me how it's done? He'll be like, yes, of course I'll show you. And then, like things will either go really well or fall apart from there. So I think it will be pretty funny. So okay, I think that Dora will go in that tier. Okay, next is Midori. For Midori, I will say that he probably goes into the either I would say the observer category is good for him. The low key could be good as well. The planner, the hype friend, the listener. He could go in the listener as well. Midori being a quiet person in general, can, I funnily enough makes him a good listener. So, hmm. Again, if you have opinions, chat, be sure to just type it out. It's okay. Midori is low key type. He could be a low key type too. Yeah, I was thinking about that. So it's like observer, the listener, or the low key. Because Midori, he kind of like likes to do his own thing. He's not like that sociable in a sense where like he's not extroverted. So he's definitely his social battery is definitely more on the introverted side. So I would say that yeah, he goes in low key. Yeah, I think that would probably be the best tier for him. Okay, next is Shinobu. Honestly, I feel like Shinobu and Tetora are like on the same boat. I feel like they will both just like be the hype be the hype friend and like hype up. And not only are they hyper themselves, but they will hype up whatever their friends want to do and encourage them without second thought. So if you guys have any better tier for Shinobu, let me know. Next is Chiaki. Hmm. Chiaki's a bit trickier because he's a hyper person, but I feel like he also has moments where he can be serious, which of course he can, but he kind of lets his hyperness get in the way sometimes. I'm just thinking about the Ryosei Tai basic story now. But that story is so sad. The one with Chiaki and Midori. Um, but honestly though, I would say Chiaki is definitely the glue that holds Ryosei Tai together. So I'm going to be uh, I'll say yeah, I'll say the glue. I'll say Chiaki's the glue because he's the one that keeps Ryosei Tai together for the most part. You know, you think he goes into the encourager part? Actually, yeah. Chucky can go there too, actually. But I would say encourager, maybe we can establish that encouragers are friends who give give people the encouragement they need, while the hype friends are people who hype up like the interests that their friends have. So the encourager is basically people that encourage their friends when they're down, and they're like the perfect people to encourage their friends and lift up their friends' mood, you know? So it's yeah, Nurse Rex is difficult for Shaki. It really is very difficult for Shaki. Okay. Next is Kanata. Hold on. Let me I keep renaming this tier because I really don't know what to call it. Mood lifter? The feel better person. I don't know. Um Kanata, the thing is Kanata is always in his own world, so he doesn't really know what's going on around him half the time. I would definitely Kanata is self-aware at times, but most of the time he's just dazed, you know. So we'll probably have to think a little bit deeper. We have to think a little bit deeper for Kanata, because what kind of friend would he be? Don't get me wrong, I would love to be Kanata's friend. There's no doubt about that. Because, Kanata is, someone who is very carefree, lighthearted, and, he'll definitely the way he speaks just, makes you feel calm, because the way he speaks is very slow and very calming. But the problem is that what role does he play in a friend group? He's definitely not the hype or encouraging type. No, he's not. So we have to like probably I won't say Kanata is low key, because Kanata definitely can socialize when he's chill. So I would say he's a good listener, just because with the way that he acts and he speaks, you definitely can feel at ease around him to tell him your problems and know that he can listen to you. The observer, the observer could be good too, actually. But I feel like Kanata is a little bit too, for lack of a better term, oblivious to really be count as an observer. Because observers are people who are like super sharp and like super attentive, and Kanata is not attentive 100% of the time. So observers are basically people like Kato, I would say. But that was just an example. So like observers are like, in terms of like being an observer, is more of like I'll say it's a bit more of a niche category, whereas like those people who are really observant and sharp, which I don't think Kanata is observant enough. So he definitely will be the first in real. Apart from, I think apart from Midori, Kanata will definitely be the one to notice problems one of the quickest in Ryo Seitai, because he's a bit more of a critical thinker. But like, I won't say it's enough to count him as an observer. But that's a good point, Nurse Rex, actually, because he can, but maybe not enough to define the tier as it is. So yeah, but that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, the next one is, oh, I thought I dropped something. The next one is Hiro. Unfortunately, Hiro is pretty naive, or very naive. I don't know which word is better. Pretty naive, or very naive. I don't know. But because of that, Hiro unfortunately cannot be best friend material, because he may get easily manipulated and he may spill the secret that you tell him. So unfortunately, Hiro cannot go into the best friend material category. So I would say that maybe he could go in the mood lifter, because Hiro definitely has this charm to him where like he can definitely make your mood like you can feel a weight off your shoulders when you talk to him, I feel. And that's like definitely something this a mood lifter would have. But at the same time, he could also be like the what's it called, the listener. but at the but the listener is, I don't know if I should put him there, because listener is like, even though they are not the same as mood lifter, they still like understand what you're telling them. And sometimes hero may not even comprehend what people are trying to tell him. It's more of like the concept is too difficult for him to understand rather than his willingness to listen. Because obviously hero will be willing to listen if someone's having a difficult time. It's more of like if he's able to comprehend what the problem the person's talking about. So he goes hmm, he goes in the mood lifter, I think. Okay, Ira. Ira is definitely more of the hyper friend in a sense, but at the same time he's not like so much of a hyper friend. I don't know. I need to like think about it. Hi Clovers. If I tell him something, he just constantly asks questions. Yeah, pretty much, Nurse Rex. Pretty much. That's hero in a nutshell for you. So Ira, as a friend, he'll just like Ira will definitely not know how to handle things when you tell him your problems. So Ira is the perfect friend when it comes to you sharing something good that happened to you, but he is unfortunately not capable of sharing advice when you're sharing your problems with him. You want Ira to be your BFF? Oh, Clovers, that's cute. That's cute. Clovers, to fill in the gap for you, the best friend material in this tier list is not like best friend material in a sense where like you're their best friend. It's more of like, because best friends are basically, for lack of a better term, best friends are your ride or dies in a sense. So best friend material is basically the people who not only can listen to the problems when you tell them and give you life advice, but also the people who you would trust your deepest darkest secret with. Yeah. But this tier list is actually what role each Unstars character would play if they were in a friend group. So this is just like in a very general perspective. We'll definitely have a different tier where we can rank them as individuals and you guys can see how I rank them, and you guys can create your own tier list next to me and chat with me. But that's for like a different tier list, because this is more of a general look at friendship rather than like friendship as an individual, since obviously you guys will get along with certain characters differently from me, because everyone's different, right? So we'll be doing a tier list like that in the future, but this one is a bit more of a general perspective. We can share our favorite to each other if it's Ira. Maybe he's the encouraging type. I think so, yeah, Nurse Rex. I think so. Encouraging type is mood lifter. I changed the list name for anyone who is wondering. But yeah, this is basically the tier so far for those of you who has missed out. But hopefully all the tiers are self-explanatory. But if you guys want me to explain any of the tiers again, I'll be willing to. Just let me know. Okay, Maui. Maui is Maui is a low key type of person, but he will be so low key to the point where like you kind of like not remember he's in the friend group because of how absent he is, because he just gets so scared of everything. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like he, if it's okay, Nurse Rex, don't worry. I don't know if Maui can go anywhere else because he wouldn't even get himself involved if he's too scared to get involved, you know? Definitely low key. Definitely low key. Yes, definitely. I I feel like he would make a good friend for sure. Like you can definitely tell him things and like he'll be concerned and you know because he's not heartless and whatnot, right? And he's kind. The problem is that you spook him a lot to the point where like it will depend whether he's feeling too scared to talk to you or not. So okay, next one is Tatsumi. Hmm. I I just cut myself off. He's definitely me IRL, except he's handsome and can sing better. Nurse Rex. Oh, that's cute, but that's so sad. Don't think about yourself like that. I mean, Maui is handsome and can sing, but I don't think you know like I don't know if it's good to compare yourself to him like that since you know he's a fictional character. Because Nurse Rex, I'm sure you're very talented in other things. Uh, hold on. I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, Tatsumi. Um, let's see. Tatsumi is a very fatherly figure material. So he's the glue that keeps Alkaloid together. There's no doubt about that. Nurse Rex, you need to believe in yourself more. I believe you're very talented. Giving words of encouragement. I believe everyone's talented in their own way. But so even if you think you're not, you know, don't ever think like that. Don't ever think you're not talented is what I'm trying to say. Tatsumi is definitely the glue or the planner. Definitely, yeah. But I'll say he's more of the glue because like he's both for sure, but he's definitely more of the glue because like Alkaloid will not be as stable as it is without Tatsumi, since the other three have very extreme personalities, with Hiro being incredibly naive and Ira being like, you know, super hyper but also a little bit immature since he's pretty young, like one of the youngest in the cast, right? And Maui hiding from everything. So I would say Tatsumi is more of the glue. But he can definitely go in both the planner and the glue. The glue tier. You're welcome, Nurse Rex. The question mark. You did you mean Nurse Rex? You type a question mark behind your thank you. Was that on purpose? You didn't know if you should say thank you. It's fine. Don't worry. Okay, Nagisa. Now, in terms of Eden perspective, the planner is definitely Ibarra. It's not Nagisa because you know Ibarra is the one that like um I I don't even want to say manipulate. He's the one that operates everything behind Eden and Cospro, right? It's not Nagisa, even though Nagisa's the leader of Eden. Ibarra just wants to keep it low key. But I don't think Ibarra is the low key type of person because he's definitely the one that wants all the credit when, especially if he's the one working for it, right? So I would put Ibarra in like the. I mean, we're not at Ibarra yet, but like I'll put Ibarra at the planner. You're getting the low key vibe for Nagisa. I think so. Yeah, I would say he goes in the low key vibe because Nagisa. I don't think he's observant. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I don't think Nagisa's observant. So I don't think he would notice if there's something wrong with any of his members or any of his friends or anything like that. Or he's not sharp enough to notice it right away. Since, you know, the observers are people who are super observant, right? So I would say he's more low key. Ibarra, definitely the planner guy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay, that's Adam done. Now we're on to Eve. Okay, Hiyori. Okay, Hiyori is the type of friend that will spoil his friends. So like Hiyori will like buy them expensive gifts and stuff. But that's not a tier in this list. So we need to think of something else for Hiyori. Maybe oh, hold on, chat. I actually need to go and check on something really quick. Behind the scenes stuff. Give me a second. Hold on, chat. BRB, BRB. Alright, chat, I'm back. Hopefully you guys can hear me and everything. You guys can hear me, hopefully, yeah? Sorry, I'm a bit busy as I mentioned in the at the beginning of the stream, so sometimes I'll have to BRB for this stream because I need to constantly check on stuff. But let's continue. Hiyori. Hiyori is, I would say he's the type of person that what do you call it? Yeah, like what Clover said, he is a gossip friend. Yeah, he'll be the type to gossip amongst the friend group, you know? So, yeah. But I don't want to say gossiper because it sounds bad in a sense. Because he's the one that spills the tea, you know? And I kind of don't want to like say it until like that perspective. So I want to think about what good qualities he can have to a friend group rather than being the one to spill the tea every time. So yeah, that's why you guys notice all of these tiers that I have are like quote unquote good traits because I don't want to talk badly about any of them for this stream. So we can definitely point out their flaws and stuff, but this is what good they can bring to a friend group. So I'm trying to think about like what good can Hiyori bring to a friend group apart from like being the one that like gives presents and stuff and spoils his friends. So let's think. But I definitely agree with you guys. He's definitely the gossiper type for sure. It's just that it's not a tier for this, so we have to think about something else. He's not a mood lifter. He is not a low-key type of person. He is not the glue. He can bring. Oh, maybe. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe instead of this, we should. Okay, let me rename this one, chat. I have to keep renaming the tiers because like we need to like expand upon them a bit and make sure they're not too niche. So we'll say the gift person. So basically this person is the one that like spoils their friends and gives them stuff, and yeah, which includes food. So these are the people who will bring snacks as well. We will go into that tier. Yeah. So is that say, so these are the gift person is basically the people who, if there's an outing with friends, they're the person that brings something with them to share among the group, whether it be food, gifts, or anything like that. Yeah. We need to expand upon it a bit. Okay. June. Okay. This is a bit trickier. Cough, Nikki, cough. Yeah, Clover is actually. Okay, to give you guys a bit of background about this tier list, right? It's like, because I had to make this tier list in a rush, I had to ask for ideas and stuff. And actually, some of these are ChatGPT. And basically, okay, ChatGPT didn't give me in a sense, like, prompts that are short enough to fit in here, so I had to modify the tiers that ChatGPT gave me. But I made the tier, the snack bringer with Nikki in mind. Yeah, I actually did. So, okay, moving on from that. June. I don't want to say he's the glue that keeps Eden together, because he is the one that keeps Hiyori in check. And that's different, you know? That's different. That's different from being the glue. Because being the glue means you keep the group together. Like, you're the one that makes sure that everyone stays in touch with each other, make sure the bond stays strong. Blah 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 blah. I'm losing my focus. So, okay, in terms of like that perspective, June is definitely more of the observing type, for sure. But again, he only observes Hiyori because he prevents Hiyori from getting into trouble or fixes Hiyori's problems. So he could go into the observer tier. I'm not saying he can't. It's just I want to think if there's anything else, and I don't want to think of Hiyori in the equation, because Hiyori is not June's only friend, you know. So I want to think with a more open-minded perspective when it comes to June. I don't want to say he's as low-key as the rest of them, so I don't think he goes in the low-key tier. Maybe listener tier or the planner. But the planners are people who are like super like schedule based and super like the people who like follow schedules most. So I think June will be a good listener, guys. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but even though he's only observing Hiyori, then he goes into observer. I guess. But I feel like June would make a good listener. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like he would. You know? He could go in observer though. I can see that, because June is a sharp person in general, where like he can catch little details in like a change in a person's behavior. He can definitely do that. It's just that it's only for Hiyori. So that's where he falls back a little bit. So we can try to think of anything else. So if there's any other justification for June to go in the observer tier, I'll put him there. But for now, I'll put him in listener for now. I feel like he's a good listener, but if you guys don't think so, you can let me know. All you think of him is he constantly do training or exercise. True. That is true. He's definitely not the June is definitely not the hype friend for sure. He's the opposite of that. Okay, next. Shu and Mika. I kinda wanna rank them together, but I don't think they'll both go in the same tier, so Shu first. Sorry if I'm quiet, chat. I'm trying to like think for Shu. Because he can go in a few already, so I'm trying to like narrow down my thoughts, because he can go in like 2 to 3 tiers right now that's circling in my mind, so I'm trying to like eliminate some to think where we can put him. Because Shu as like a, you know, like Shu is quite mature or very mature, and like the fact that, you know, I feel like he can go in the glue category. He can also go in the planner, he can also go in the observer, so you need to think a little bit deeper for Shu. He's definitely not the hyper friend for sure. That's definitely not it. And best friend material is a bit on the fence for me. I don't think Shu can 100% be trusted with your deepest, darkest secrets, because there's a chance he may spill it out on accident and stuff. So I think I don't know if he should be in that tier list or not. In that tier list, in that tier or not. Blah blah blah. So I would say that yeah, Nurse Rex, you get. I think you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Shu is the observer. He's low key and the planner. Yeah, he's multiple. That's why it's a bit tricky for Shu. Honestly, chat. If any of you, okay, would any of you trust Shu with your deepest, darkest secret? Like. Would you trust Shu to keep your deepest, darkest secrets, basically? Because if the answer is yes, then I'm willing to put him in best friend material. But that's a big if. Because me personally, I don't. But maybe you guys think differently. So, would any of you trust Shu with your deepest, darkest secret? And trust that he won't tell anyone? Because me personally, I wouldn't. And in order to justify the best friend material tier is if at least someone in chat or myself would trust them with our deepest, darkest secrets, and there's no better tier for them besides that. So, God. This is a bit tricky. For me, it's between the planner and observer, I think. Because low-key is... Shu is low-key, but honestly when it comes to Mika, he's not, so... we can definitely consider that. Because when it comes to Rabbits and Mika, he's not that low-key, so I think it's fine. Nurse Rex, if you told him your deep secret, he definitely use your deep secret as his weapon if he dislikes you. You're getting that vibe from him. Yes, definitely. He would definitely use that's the thing about Shu, is that, like, you can be on good terms with him, but if your friendship had a falling out and you told him your deepest, darkest secrets, he'll definitely use those things you told him against you. That's why I don't really trust him with my deepest, darkest secret, you know? So I don't think he goes in best friend material, but he definitely goes in, like, you know, the planner or the... He either goes in the planner or the observer, and I think observer is good for him because of how detail oriented he is. I think he's a good... I think he will definitely he definitely is the definition of, like, the observer in terms of this tier, I think, because he's one of the sharpest in terms of how detail oriented he is. So I think he goes in observer. I think that's a good tier for him. Mika! Well, I can definitely say Mika and Shu will not be going in the same tier. Because, you know, Mika's not as observant as Shu. He's observant, but he's not as observant as Shu. And he is naive to a certain degree. Not as much as Hero, though. He's not low-key. He could be a mood lifter. He could be. Unfortunately, he cannot be the gift person. He would want to be, but unfortunately he can't. So, which is so sad, honestly. He's a good listener, definitely. So it's either listener or mood lifter, I think. Because Mika is perfectly capable of both. So... Ooh, okay. Let's think about this for a second. Nurse Rex, where do you think Mika goes? You're the Mika P here, so I would like to hear your opinion. Since you probably know him the best out of everyone here, so I think it's good to take that opinion into consideration. And there's, oh, why is my chat not loading? There we go. Personally, he's lifting your mood, but maybe he's also a good listener too. Yes. That's the thing. That's the the difference between listener and mood lifter is like listeners, even though they'll listen to your problems, that doesn't necessarily mean they're good at comforting you, you know. So it's like, so that's why, like, you know, not saying that these guys cannot comfort people. It's more of like they won't know how. But mood lifters can. They can. They not necessarily will give you advice, but they can definitely make you feel better with just a few words from them. And I think that describes Mika a bit more than listener, because listeners are like people who just listen and may not even have anything to say afterwards, you know. But mood lifters are different, so I think Mika goes in mood lifter more than listener. I think. Hinata and Yuta, I think the twins go in the same tier, not gonna lie. And I think they both go in the hyper one, but I don't know. That's just me. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but like, why? For me, I would actually put Wink, both of them actually, in best friend material. I don't know about you guys, but I would put Wink in best friend material, because to me, Wink, because you know both of them are always together anyway, so I just would rank them together. Because, like, think about it, both of them have been through rough times, so they definitely know when to be serious about things, right? That's the first thing. Another thing is they are definitely very good mood lifters, because they know how to have fun and they'll make anything fun. And then, like, in terms of like planning and everything like that, they're both capable of it, because you know they both of them, not say both of them have a plan, but it's more of like they're the type of people to YOLO it anyway and just go with the flow, so they technically don't need a plan, you know. And honestly speaking, I would actually trust them with my secrets, so, but be prepared for their pranks. Yes, that is one thing, but I don't think that is enough to really deter my opinion about them being best friend material. I would say they go in best friend material, but if you guys disagree, you guys can sound it off now, because I don't see anything that the twins are incapable of doing, you know. It's just with the extra caveat that you have to deal with their pranks. But honestly, I don't even think their pranks are like, you know, something that you should be wary of. But that could be just me. I'll put both of them in best friend material. But you guys, if you guys don't agree, you can sound it off now. I'll wait for a minute or two. You agree? They're the person that can keep secrets. They can. That's the thing about Wing. It's like I won't be afraid to tell them my secrets, because I know they would both keep it. You know, AKA, like, if there's a falling out, they won't use the secret against the person who told them, because they're too sweet for that. So, yeah. They're too sweet to even have blackmail cross their mind to begin with, I feel. So, yeah, they go in best friend material, I think, because they are everything you need in a best friend, so. Okay, Rini. He's the fun one for sure. He's like he's definitely the one to hype people up. but he has moments where he can get serious. Oh, I smacked my water bottle against the table. So Rainy can go in the hyper friend for sure. Mood lifter can be one. It's either the hype friend or the mood lifter, I think. Is there any gambler type? No. We could do a tier list where if Enstars played their own game and they are gachaing for cards. That'll be funny actually. Let me know if you guys want to see that, by the way, chat. Like, if you guys want to see us in the future doing a tier list where Enstars characters play their own game and like see what type of behavior they'll display playing a rhythm game like their own. Like, would they be gachaing for cards? Would they be wailing for characters they want? Would they be playing and farming? Are they F2P? You know, that'll be fun. The hype type from Rini? Okay, I agree with you, Nurse Rex actually. He's either the mood lifter or the hype one for me, so I would say, yeah, if you say he's the hype one, then yeah, I'll put it out there. Oh, my screen is glitching out. You guys can't see it, only I can, but as long as it doesn't disrupt the stream, it's fine. Okay. Himeru. Himeru is not much is known about Himeru. Even till today, there's still very little about him that we know, and the fact that we still don't even know his name. So is Himeru the good type? Maybe, but at the same time, no, because not to say he's incapable, it's more of like I don't know actually, because is he the one that makes sure that people stay in contact with each other and Crazy Bee get along? I don't know, because Crazy Bee are like, because Crazy Bee as a group, I feel like in Crazy Bee, Rini is more of the glue than Himeru. So I won't say Himeru's the glue in that situation. I don't think so. He's definitely second to Rini, but I think Rini keeps the group together better than Himeru. Rini is more involved in like the group as a whole than Himeru is. So Himeru is observant though. So observer could be a tier for him. Himeru could be low-key as well. He's definitely a low-key type of person. He'll definitely be the type to not get involved when he doesn't need to, right? So I would say he's either low-key or the listener. Because Himeru's definitely not in the mood lifter category. Because, again, if he doesn't have to get involved, he won't. He would mind his own business, like, most of the time. So... Hi, Yonchi! Hopefully you'll feel better! Get home safe, okay? Get home safe. So, observer type, but you're also getting the low-key vibe. Right! Yes, I agree, Nurse Rex. So, he probably would go in the low-key. We can shift him later, but I think we'll put him here for now. We're gonna put a pin in it for now. I think Himeru can go in either or, and we have to like slowly think about it. So let's move on first. Okay. Kwaku. One of my favorites. Okay, Kwaku can go in like a few as well.
But okay, he's definitely not the glue in Crazy B, because if anything, he's like because he's I call Kwaku the baby of Crazy B, because you know he's the youngest member and he's super cute and stuff. So I won't say he's the glue, because he's not actively involved in the group as a whole. He's just, you know, one of the, you know, he's a member of the group, but he's not the person that keeps the group like running or anything. So Kohaku is observant. He definitely is observant. The hype person, the planner, the listener, the gift person, the glue, the observer, the mood lifter. He's not a mood lifter type of person though. Kohaku being a slight tsundere, he's definitely not a mood lifter. He's definitely the person that will give you tough love, you know? So he's definitely not a mood lifter. So he's either the listener or the planner, I think. But Kohaku, I don't think he is much of the type of person to like to plan things. Or like, I doubt he's the one planning the outings for Crazy B. Like when they hang out together, I don't think Kohaku's the one that plans it. If anything, I think it's either Himeru or Rini that plans it. So I would say Kohaku goes in listener. I'm trying to think if there's anything better. You're getting the individualist vibe from Crazy B. Every member is kind of an individual. Yeah, exactly. All of them are their own wild card, basically. Alright, chat. This is by far the easiest one. Cry you if you're wrong. No, I don't think so, Nesrex. I kind of agree with you. I can kind of see it. Yeah. Crazy B is like, there's not one distinctive thing about them. They're all like either a mash of things or like, they're just their own individual, you know? There's like many things that can be used to describe each of them. There's not one thing that can describe an individual member in Crazy B. Alright, chat. This is by far the easiest one. I don't need to say much for Nikki, do I? I literally created that tier just so I can put him there. So he goes in this tier. He's the person that will bring the, not gifts, he'll bring the snacks. Which at the same time is gifts because, you know, can share it amongst other friend group and stuff. That was way too easy. Okay. Let Nikki cook. Yes, for sure. Okay. Next is Undead. Oh, hold on. I need to shift Ibuki up. There we go. Undead! Okay. Ray. Grandpa Ray. Sleepy Grandpa Ray. Just purely based on the movie, the Road to Show movie, Ray is the planner for sure. But at the same time, it's just from the movie. So I don't want to just let just one aspect of the franchise make me judge him. He's not the low-key type of friend though. He'll definitely help when he can. He doesn't always mind his own business. So he's definitely not low-key. Maybe I can rename the gifter and snack. Yeah. I think okay, hold on. Brings gifts and or snacks. There we go. Got it. Okay, back to Ray. I don't know. Trying to think with a little bit more than just the movie here. I recently rewatched the movie, so that was the first thing that came up in my mind. Oh. Let's think. Is he the glue that keeps undead together? I think he is, but is it enough to justify him as in the glue tier? Grandpa is the planner or the listener. Yeah, I think so. Is either the planner or the listener, definitely. But I think Ray would actually have good advice to give. So I would say he goes in the planner more, if that's the case. Because listeners are there to just listen. They don't necessarily give advice. And definitely Ray would have good advice to give. He's wise enough for that. So I would say Ray goes in planner for sure. Ray has enough wisdom. Wise grandpa. Yeah. Kaoru! Okay, Kaoru is... okay. Kaoru can definitely be a mood lifter. He's not low-key, so we can cross that out. Kaoru can be a mood lifter. He's definitely not hype enough, like hyper enough to be in the hype tier. So he's definitely not that. But I can definitely view Kaoru as a person that will bring gifts with him as well. Because, you know, he's, you know, that's how generous he is and how kind-hearted he is, right? So, it's between the gift tier and the mood lifter tier for me, for Kaoru. Because I can definitely view him as both. Nurse Rex, you don't really like him, but he's definitely the mood lifter. Oh, it's okay, Nurse Rex. Everyone has a favorite and least favorite character. Or like, they have their favorites and characters that they are very neutral towards, so it's fine. Kaoru can definitely lift people's moods up. Without question. Without question. Okay. Koga! Where should we put the wolf boy? Koga could be the... Koga... He could be the hype friend, I think. Okay, he's definitely not the planner. He'll be too busy talking over you to be the listener, so no, he would definitely not be that. Bring gifts or snacks. I feel like he can bring... He will probably bring snacks, but like not enough to be like... It's the same as the hype friend category, right? And the glue category, he's definitely not the person that will keep them in contact, so no. Observer, I don't think he is observant enough. Because in Undead, I feel like Ray is the most observant one. And maybe Kaoru, so... Mood lifter, no. Low-key, well, he's not low-key whatsoever, so I would say he goes in the hype. The furball will not be listening. Nope, he would not. Nurse Rex, I agree with you. Yeah, Koga would not be listening. He would be too busy talking over you to be listening to whatever problems you have to tell him, you know? With Koga, I can picture if you were to tell him your problems, he would either be talking over you the whole time, or like if you finish talking your problem, Koga would be like Koga will give you the look that signals you that he didn't understand anything you said. He'll just give you that confused expression because he was probably not even listening to begin with, because he was thinking about like his guitar or something. I don't know. He'll do his best. I can see him doing his best to try to listen, but his nature is that, you know, he just doesn't. So, oh, Adonis. Adonis will make a great friend in any situation, I feel. I feel like Adonis can go in best friend material. He's another one that I can picture being a very, very good friend. I don't know what you guys think, but Adonis, I will actually put him in best friend material because I actually would trust him with my secrets and trust him to keep and will trust him to keep them and not use them as blackmail against me, you know. I feel that Adonis can go in best friend material because he has every quality you need in a friend. You know, he's encouraging, he's passionate, you know, he can listen and he can give you encouragement and stuff. I think the only thing that Adonis doesn't have is that like he doesn't have enough like confidence in a sense where like his way with technology is still like very wishy-washy, but that's like a very minor thing. So, and yeah, he's a very sweet person, I agree. You definitely trust all your secrets to Adonis. Yeah, I feel like he can go in best friend material. Okay. Alright, chat. Rabbits next. Okay. Tomoya. Okay, Tomoya is... It's a bit tricky for Tomoya because I would say Tomoya is one of the people who is like the jack of all trades, aka he can go in any. Because I feel like he's capable of every single one, except for maybe the gift part and the observer one, but he's definitely capable of being the rest. He's not that low key, but I can sometimes see him going there if, you know, he needs some alone time, even though, you know, he's pretty sociable. Is he best friend material? I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't trust him with my secrets. I don't know, maybe something about something that probably keeps me from telling him my secrets is probably the fact that like I feel like Tomoya will get manipulated pretty easily, just like Hiro would, and like he'll be made to think that he's doing something good when in reality he is spilling the secret that you don't want him to tell anyone else, you know. Tomo will be the glue, but you remembered Nichan. Exactly. Nazuna is the glue in Rabbits for sure. There's no doubt about that. So we can put Tomoya there, but it's better to keep every member from every group separate. So, yeah. And so far, I think we've done a pretty good job in that because like every tier has members from different groups, with the exception of like, you know, here with Ryosei Tai or like the twins, but the twins are the twins, you know, and you know Aira and Hiro in Alkaloid. Other than that, everyone else is from a different group, so we've done a pretty good job in that. So because Nazuna is in the glue category, I don't think we should put Tomoya there. We could, but like I think there's a better tier for him than that. Because there's a huge difference in terms of like how Nazuna keeps Rabbits together and how Tomoya does it. Because Nazuna is way more involved than Tomoya is in terms of like making sure Rabbits is in check, you know, since they all call him Nichan. Okay. The thing is, Nazuna though... Okay, hear me out, chat. I just remembered. Nazuna can actually go in best friend material. I don't know. We'll put a pin in Tomoya for now, because I want to talk about Nazuna really quick. I feel like Nazuna is not just the glue in Rabbits. I feel like Nazuna is capable of like everything. You know, Nazuna is observant. You know, being the big brother, he has to you know, constantly make sure his members are all okay. He has no trouble like making the mood better in any situation. He can plan things very well because, you know, as you know, Nichan, you know, he has to keep everyone in check and, you know, make sure everyone's on time and on schedule and everything, right? And he can hype people up because, you know, Nazuna is energetic and fun, and and he can be a good listener. So I think Nazuna goes in best friend material, and if he goes in best friend material, Tomoya can go in the glue category actually. You can figure that he's the mood lifter. I think Tomoya can be mood lifter as well though. Yeah. I'm gonna put Nazuna here. Okay. I'm gonna put Tomoya right here. Yes, I think this works. I think this works. Again, if any of you disagree, can let me know. But I think this works. Nazuna is the best friend material and Tomoya is the mood lifter. I think both those tiers sum them up very well. I'm trying to get my train of thoughts together still. One of Nito's solo song encourages you today. Oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. Yeah. Nazuna deserves to be in the best friend material spot because he is what you need in a best friend for sure. Whoever is in the best friend material slot is basically what you need in every best friend. So, yeah. As it basically these people like define the word best friend very well. Okay, Mitsuru. Mitsuru will bring the bread, so he will bring a lot of bread, but like I feel like while he gets bread, I feel like the friend group will tell him, hey, can you pick up coffee? Can you pick up like water, drinks, more snacks, you know? And he'll like get all of it done. So Mitsuru will go and bring gifts or snacks. He'll bring the snacks. He will want to bring bread, but he'll eventually bring everything else because like the friend group will be like, hey, since you're out getting bread, you know, can you pick up this, you know? And then like he would just get everything for the outing. It's for convenience. I can picture that happening actually. But like, since Mitsuru's already out getting bread for himself and for the whole group, might as well he pick up everything else refreshment related. That's so Mitsuru. Yeah. Hajime! Ah, so cute. I have a soft spot for Hajime. Okay. Hajime is also a bit tricky because he can go in a lot of categories, just like Shu. So, he definitely can be a mood lifter. Hajime can be a planner because he is very responsible, being the big brother to his little siblings and, you know, making sure that they get a good education. He's responsible in that aspect, so he can definitely be a planner because he has that sort of like organizing capability. He cannot be the gift giver though and bring snacks, and I also don't want to put him there because Mitsuru's there already, so that's fine. The glue, I think he's capable of it, but he's definitely not the glue in Rabbids for sure, because the glue in Rabbids is Nazuna, so... Okay, this is tricky now. He can go in listener, he can. But I feel like Hajime will have good advice to give, rather than just listening and trying to comprehend what you're trying to tell him, because I feel like he'll definitely be like, I won't say mature is the word, it's more of like Hajime has experienced enough in his life to know what you're trying to tell him, and he will not have any trouble sympathizing with the person telling him their problems. So, which is one thing great about him. It's just the problem is that that's not the same as the listener category. So you're getting that vibes from him. What vibes are you getting from him, those Rex? I think I talked about every tier, so what vibes do Hajime give you? He gives me multiple vibes. I'm trying to think if there's anything that prevents Hajime from going in the best friend tier. Planner or advisor? Yeah, definitely. Yes. Wait, let me... Oh, crap. The planner / advisor. Okay. You're getting the responsible vibe from him. Yes, I agree. So I'm trying to think, like, is there anything about him that takes him away from the best friend material tier? Because if not, then he'll go there. since, you know, since everything about Hajime is what you need in a best friend, he can go there actually. I'm just trying to think, is there anything that is holding him back? And I'm not gonna count like his financial situation or anything relevant, because that is just him as a person. That has nothing to do with him being a friend. So yeah, I'm not gonna count like his capability of like buying stuff and like giving presents and stuff. I'm not gonna count that, because yeah, that depends on the character themselves, not about how good of a friend they would be. So okay, think. Okay guys, I think Hajime goes in the best friend material tier, but let me know if you guys disagree. I'm gonna wait for like maybe a minute and see if anyone sounds off in chat. If not, I'll put Hajime in best friend material, because I don't think there's anything holding him back from being a best friend. Like everything that Hajime has is equivalent to what you need in a best friend. You know, someone who's kind, someone who is mature, responsible, someone who can be there for you, and someone who will celebrate your good times and also like sympathize with your bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would think Hajime and Azuna are like the same. The only difference is Hajime is a bit more sympathetic, in a sense where like Hajime will like comfort you and like, you know, make sure that, you know, you feel better, whereas Nazuna would give you more advice to fix your problem. That's the only difference, I think, in both of them. You definitely want a friend like Jimeyam or Jimeyam himself. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would say Hajime goes in best friend, because I don't think there's anything that he has that like deters him from not being a best friend material. Not just like good friend, he's like, he can be a best friend to a lot of people, I think. Akatsuki, which is the group that I'll be streaming for tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, chat, because this week is, you know, Akatsuki and Knights. And regarding the Alkaloid event, I will not be doing it, unfortunately enough, because the event is nice, but I am suffering a bit of burnout from the Yuzuru event, so I'm not gonna farm for that. And also I'm saving my diamonds for the 10th anniversary Esu card, which I may stream when I roll for him. So yeah, stay tuned for a surprise stream next week, chat, when Esu's... Is it next week? No, the week after that. The February 9th is when Esu comes out, I think, so yeah. But next week will be a busy week for us, because I have a very special stream planned for next week. But I'll let you guys know what that is tomorrow, since next week it's a bit further away still. I'll let you guys know through the weekend, which is tomorrow, since today is still Friday. Okay, moving on. Kaito is definitely the observer. I don't think I want to put Kaito in planner, but for some reason Kaito seems very all-knowing, to the point where like, I feel like he's more of an observer than planner, to be honest. Okay. Kuro. I'm like thinking, don't force myself. It's okay, Nurse Rex. I'm not. Don't worry. I'm fine. I will not suffer from burnout in Enstars. I have not yet suffered from burnout in Enstars, and I don't think I ever will. There was just a point in time where I think it was like me playing in my global server, or like playing in the EN server. It was before I transferred over to JP, where I wasn't suffering from burnout because I wasn't even farming for any event. It's more of like, I don't feel the mood of playing on Stars for like a good few weeks, but that was not really burnout. That was just me not wanting to play it. So, but that has not happened for like at least for like 2 years at this point, so it's fine. Okay, guys, where do you think we should put Kuro? Cause I'm trying to think right now, and nothing is popping up in my head. I'm trying to think what role Kuro could play in a friend group. And he can play in multiple. So it's a bit tricky to put him somewhere as well, because he is responsible, but at the same time he's encouraging, but at the same time he's also mature, so he can technically plan things as well. Since Kato is in the observer category, I can technically put Kuro in the planner category, but I don't know if that's what suits him best. I'm trying to think. He listens better. I think he does, yeah. I think he listens better. Kuro, I feel like Kuro would not know what advice to give. He'll definitely have advice, but I don't think he would be like comfortable enough to share it, just in case he, you know, he fears that it will make the problem being shared to him worse. So he may feel like he shouldn't share the advice he has because of that reason. So best friend material. I don't think Kuro will go in best friend material because Kuro. Nursex, I don't know if you're talking about Soma or Kuro here. For me, I don't think Kuro goes in best friend material because me personally, I wouldn't trust Kuro with my secrets. I don't know why. I know Kuro is too kind to use secrets as blackmail and whatever, but like, there's just something about him that makes me feel like I don't think I would want to tell him my secrets. I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid he will spill it out or something. I don't know. I don't know. There's just something about his character that prevents me from telling him my secrets, so I don't think he goes in best friend material. He'll make a very, very good friend, but I don't know. There's just something about his character that I wouldn't tell my secrets to. So, yeah. And of course for Kuro, I'm not counting like how he protects his little sister and stuff, and his love for his little sister. Like, we're not gonna count like their love for their siblings or anything like that, unless it's like where it's like Hajime, where despite all of his like struggles, he still prioritizes his siblings first. But for Hajime, it's different because we're not actually talking about how he takes care of his siblings. It's more like he's able to balance out and prioritize them while still trying his best to make himself a good person. You're getting kind of chill vibe from Kuro. Yeah, he does give off the chill vibe. But honestly, if I were to see Kuro, even if I'm good friends with him, I still wouldn't trust him with my secrets because I don't know why. Something about Kuro's design is a bit intimidating to me. So I don't think it matters like how long of a friendship I have with him. There'll always be something in me that tells me, like, you know, like you shouldn't tell your secrets to this person. You know? But that's just me. That's just me. Okay, Soma. Chat, recently I've been having what I like to tell my friends is called Soma fever, which is basically like for a good few days, Soma would be the only character I think about in Enstars. He's the only character that this happens to me, by the way. Like, Soma is in my top 12. Is he in my top 10? No, he's in my top 12. No. Oh, he is in my top 10, yes. He is in my top 10. It's just that for some reason, he's like the only character that, like, when I think about him, I would literally just think about him for a few days straight and not think about anyone else. That's why me and my friend, we both came up with the term Soma fever, for me specifically, because he's the only character that this happens for me, actually. It doesn't happen with any other character that I like, so I don't know. There's just something about him that makes me feel that way. You can't picture anything about Soma. Right, I can't either. That's the thing. what kind of friend would he be? He's very innocent, for one, but at the same time, he also has a very proper personality, where like he knows what's right and what's wrong, and he knows, and you know, I can assume I can picture him being a very good listener. He may not know what advice to give, because he may say that Keito and Kuro give better advice than him, which I assume they do. So I don't think Soma would be confident enough to share advice, even if he has any. So he's that. Unfortunately, he cannot go in the best friend material with Adonis, because there's just something about Soma that is lacking a bit in terms of like, because Adonis is like, in terms of like reliability, I would say Adonis is much more reliable than Soma, because Soma is a lot more unsure of himself than Adonis is. Like, he doesn't have the confidence that Adonis has. So, but he's not low-key, so we can't put him there either. Hi Kino, don't worry, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm trying to like think right now. I need to think right now. We're currently trying to put Soma into a category. I'm gonna like scroll up and down to show each tier so far. And then like, if any of the tiers are a bit confusing, you can ask me and I'll explain them. But hi Kino, thanks for dropping by. Thank you. Glad you can drop by actually, but if you're tired, you should go and sleep. Get plenty of rest, okay? I'm trying to think. Soma is by far the most difficult one, I think, because I literally cannot think of anything for him. It's not like the rest of them where there can be multiple tiers. It's Soma is literally like, I don't think he can be in any. I'm so sorry, Soma, I love you, and my Soma fever is still going on, chat. So yeah, Soma is literally the only character in my mind right now. But yeah, I cannot think of anything. Ugh. Observer, I guess so. The trigger factor is yesterday. I remembered yesterday, the friend I was talking about just now, like, I think she mentioned something about Soma, and like, it kind of made me remember how cute he is, and then that's when my Soma fever started, and then now he's been on my mind ever since like yesterday morning. Right now is, in my time zone is like almost 11 p.m. So he's been on my mind for over 24 hours. Because yesterday morning is... He's been on my mind for more than 24 hours, and it's not going away. You just looked out, you think it's probably a listener or something else. You forgot the top ones. It's okay, don't worry. Let me scroll up to show you. He's a bit very not low-key and doesn't really understand stuff. Exactly, that's why it's difficult. It's difficult to put him in a category. Doesn't really, he will try a lot, but he doesn't really get what to do specifically. Yeah, he's confusing as a character. He is confused, and he's also confusing. I'm so sorry, Soma. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Soma. I love you, but oh my gosh, it's so difficult to put him in a category. I don't want to put him in best friend material, because he's not. Because for best friend material, it's like, no, they need to have everything a best friend has, which includes the dark secret part, where it's like, can you trust him with your deepest, darkest secret? The problem is, with Soma, you cannot really, because he would feel the need to, like, what do you call it? It's like, he will feel like he's holding the responsibility of keeping the secret, which would pressure himself, you know? And if that's the case, it's like, you shouldn't tell it to him, because he would just put the pressure on himself if you give him that kind of responsibility. He's very versatile. Yeah. But not low-key at all. He's not. He will do everything but be low-key. Exactly. Exactly. Gosh. He's a good listener, I think. Right? Right? Oh gosh. Oh, chat, I don't know. You can't picture anything but about Mika either, but you do generally love him. But a good thing he's on the mood lifter and easier to put easier to put anywhere. That's the thing. That's the thing about Mika. The reason why I was able to like put Mika and mood lifter so easily, even though Mika is also very similar to Soma in a sense of like, you know, they're both innocent, they both listen to Ishu and Keito respectively and stuff like that. The difference with Mika is that Mika has his moments where like he's an immediate mood lifter, you know. He will just, there's these moments where like you can feel that like if let's say someone is having a bad day, Mika would do whatever he can to make sure that, you know, this person feels better. Even if it's something as simple as giving them the candy he has, you know. I can see Mika doing that. But Soma, I can't think of anything because I feel like Soma would be so pressured to the point where like he may think he'll mess up if he tries to make someone feel better. You know? He may not be good at it. He might not be good. Wait. He's an extremely good listener. He might not get it, but he listens for sure. Yeah, I think so. I think he goes there. I'm so sorry, Soma. I'm so sorry it took us so long to put you somewhere. I'm so sorry. Gosh. I need to get Soma out of my brain, chat. Oh my god. It's so... I need to get Soma out of my brain. Ibuki! Ibuki is the hype friend. Welcome to Soma Akatsuki phase. It all starts with Keito or Soma. Ibuki's the hype friend. I cannot think of any other tier for Ibuki than hyper. Hyper, he's not only is he hyper, but he will hype you up. Like if you tell him, hey, I wanna participate in this thing, he's like, go for it, let's go, you know? I can picture Ibuki doing that, so yeah. He's like, go get him and stuff. So yeah, I'll say Ibuki goes in the hype tier list. Taki is the hype friend. Yeah, he definitely is. I don't think there's anything else that Ibuki can go in more than the hype friend. He might be gifter, but you'll hate his gifts. Yeah, actually. Actually, no. Oh, Nurse Rex, do you not know about Ibuki's gifting methods? I think we mentioned it in stream before, Kino, but I don't know. I don't think Nurse Rex was in the chat at the time. It was pretty early on, actually. Okay. He gifted a bear to Anzu when they met first, a dead one. LMAO. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for me, I'll just say in more detail. Basically, when Anzu and Ibuki first met, Anzu like kind of did something for him, and he wanted to give her something to like say thank you. So he literally took like bear parts, like I don't know what part of the bear, it could be the fur, I don't know. It's just basically a dead bear, and like handed it to her as a gift. Yeah. And then he literally asked her to kiss him afterwards. He's like, here's a present, can I have a kiss now? Yeah. Yes, Kino. Yes. He was like, oh, can I kiss you? Let's kiss Nesan. Yes. Yes, he asked her for a kiss after giving her the bear. Yeah. So there's Ibuki for ya. So yeah, he definitely will be the type to want to give presents. The problem is, people will find his presents very uncomfortable. No one will like his presents if he continues giving presents like that. But honestly, Ibuki asking for the kiss is pretty cute, not gonna lie. It's a bit better than Raika and Worm Purse. Kino, I don't know what's worse. I don't think we can compare the two because both are equally bad. So yeah, I don't think we can. I don't think we can count either or, to be honest. I can't stop laughing. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to control myself. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Tsukasa. Oh, there's something in my eye. There we go. Tsukasa. They're both a bit crazy and dumb, but they're trying. Yes! The Thunderbolts era will arrive sooner on EN. You're already getting spoiled a bit, but that's alright though. Thank you for telling everyone. Oh, sorry, Nezrex. Yeah, it's coming to EN soon. Yes. He's good friend. That's best friend material for you, Kino. Oh, to fill in the gaps for those of you who just joined, this tier list, I think it's quite self-explanatory that this tier list is a bit more generalized because how should I phrase it? Okay, so basically, I plan to, in the future, one of my future tier lists with you guys would be a different friendship tier list where we all rank them based on our own individuality. So on stream would be how I view them as people. So it's like, towards me, what kind of a friend would they be towards me as an individual? But you guys would be ranking them for yourselves alongside me. So while you guys see me tier them myself, you guys will also like, come up with your own scenarios with them if you are friends with these people, because in terms of friendship, it kind of like differs from individual to individual because because we're all different, right? So obviously these OnStar characters will react to us differently. So that will be a different tier list altogether. So this one is actually more of like, what would their role be in a friend group? Yeah. And the best friend material is like, if they fit in like almost every category for like being a very best friend, then they'll go in the best friend material. So this is more like a general observation of them rather than us as individuals, since all of us are different anyway. So I'll create a different tier list for that with a bit more niche categories in there. But for this one is yeah. Tsukasa, he's like a... Okay, back to Tsukasa. He is not low-key, for sure. Can he be the planner? I think he can, because I think in Nights he is the planner, being their leader and everything. But You still don't think he's very versatile? Yeah, definitely. Because of Nights, he actually do all of that, but low-key is a bit harder for him. Yes, true. But low-key is more of like for the people who are like more niche. But Tsukasa is like pretty much the full package when it comes to a best friend. Because you can trust Tsukasa with your deepest, darkest secrets, because Tsukasa will definitely, unlike Soma who puts it as pressure on himself, Tsukasa wouldn't. Tsukasa would think of it as an honor, basically, like you trust him so much, right? So he'll do everything in his power to keep that secret. That's number one. And I think another thing is the fact that Tsukasa is encouraging, but at the same time he's also not oblivious. So even if Tsukasa does struggle with handling situations that he doesn't know how, he still has the character, in the personality in him that helps him realize that his friend is having a bad day, and he's observant about that. And I think that will put him in best friend material, I think.
Ritsu is a strategist, but as a new D director and a leader, he definitely is a planner too.
Yeah, but I would say since Tsukasa can fulfill like multiple, and he's what you need in like a good friend, like pretty much good friend, best friend, I would say Tsukasa goes in best friend material. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. That's a good spot for him. Leo. Oh, Leo. Leo. Hype friend Leo. Is Leo the hype friend? I feel like he is, but he's also a mood lifter too. No. Is he the... No, I don't think he's the glue in Nights. I don't think he is. You indeed. Is he the hype friend? Honestly, the glue in Nights, I would say that title belongs to either Arane or Ritsu, so I don't want to give Leo the title of the glue in that sense, because I don't think he's the one that really keeps Nights stable, in a sense where like keep a good relationship with all the members together. Because that is more of Arane and Ritsu rather than Leo. So he might be the mood lifter because he hypes up the bad stuff. That's true. He's probably the mood lifter, isn't he? Yep. Yeah. Yeah. He hyped up Midori, but he hyped up the wrong thing. Yeah, jump Midori, jump. That is very true. That is very true. Okay. Izumi. Okay. Izumi is like, he's observant, that's for sure. The problem is, like, I have to keep remembering that he is a Makoto simp. So even if he is observant, that doesn't mean he'll do anything about it. So I have to keep that in mind. The listener, the hype friend, the planner, the /advisor, the bring snacks /gifts. He's the only character with Setsuban jumping encouraging. I think Izumi will be low-key, yeah. I wanted to see if there's anything else better for him, but I don't think so. Low-key friend. He will do stuff, but in his own way. Yeah, exactly. He's not openly encouraging, so he'll try to help in his own way. And most likely than not, it will backfire on him pretty hard. Knowing, you know, how Enstars is. Somehow nothing goes to plan in Enstars, so... Oh, he is a mom that brings fruits after a fight. Yeah, I can see that actually, but that's not a tier. Izumi giving me the vibe that he's only care about himself much than others. He's very self-absorbent for sure. But again, like, that's the thing, is like, it's just like with like the other characters on this tier list, right? It's like every character has their good and their bad side in like their personality, because there's no character in this game that is flawless in a sense. Because even the people in best friend material, they definitely have flaws to them. It's just their flaws are either irrelevant to being a friend, or they're so minor that it doesn't matter, right? But like, I mean, what we're talking about here is like their pros, you know? So even if, you know, Izumi is proud of himself, arrogant, and, you know, very self-absorbed, that doesn't mean that he's not a good friend. He can definitely be a good friend. I can definitely see that happening. There are people he cares about, exactly. Yes, Kino, I agree. Yeah. He would literally jump from Megasphere from Makoto. Don't worry, Nurse Rex. It's just like me trying to like say like, you know, there is still good in every bad. That sounds so cliche. There's good in every bad. That sounds so cliche. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry if you cringed, alright? But there is good in every bad. To me. That's why again, like, none of these characters, none of the idols in Enstars, you can hate on them really, because you cannot really hate on any, because they have good traits, but none of them are perfect, because all of them have bad traits too. So when Leo tried to Setsuban jump and isolate himself, Izumi was the one that came to his house like every day, like, and brought fruits to him in hospital when he broke his arm. Oh right, I forgot about that. Yes, Kino, I remember now that you mention it. Yes, I remember that. So honestly, Izumi can be a good friend when he wants to be, is the difference. Because some of these characters is like, all of them are capable of being a good friend. It's just some of them are more picky with who they care about, rather than others who are openly a good friend to everyone they meet, you know? That's the only difference. But honestly, all of them can be a good friend if they care enough. Arane! Let's move on to our queen next, chat. Arashi! Yeah, don't worry about your opinion, because everyone is allowed to have an opinion. A lot of characters are pretty niche and a lot of deep dives for sure, yes. But everyone can do it for everyone, so it's absolutely alright. Yes, exactly. Everyone has their favorites, everyone has characters they prefer. And, you know, even in tier lists like these, everyone can have a different opinion. So, blah, 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 blah. Considering that after he came and gifted him fruits, Leo wrote, "I hope Senna goes moldy and dies." And that's a banger song. Oh, that's funny, Kino. The fact that that's actually what he wrote though. Because I have some reminiscence of that, actually. You can't argue she is best friend material. I mean, I'm not. Kino, I actually agree with you. I mean, I only just read your chat, but yes, I agree. She's best friend material. There is nothing that Arane has. Okay, that's the wrong way of phrasing it. Everything that Arane has is exactly what you need in a best friend. She's mature. She's kind. She can take care of you. She can encourage you. She is like, I think observant is the word. Yeah, she's observant to where like she will notice a change in your mood and know whether you're happy or sad, and she will immediately, like, you know, make you feel better, and she's capable of making you feel better, and she won't spill your secrets, for real. So yeah, she's perfect. She's definitely buying something for you because she loves shopping. Oh, she absolutely will. She absolutely will, yes. But she's best friend material for that also. Yeah, because it covers everything, so. Arane needs to stop being like such a perfect character, man. I mean, she has her flaws, but she's one of the most perfect characters in this franchise for sure, because like a lot of her traits you cannot, literally there's nothing about her that you can really hate, to be honest, unless, you know, people are like avoidant of transgender people, which I don't think should be a thing, but yeah. I don't know, it's just like I've only seen people hate Arane because she's transgender. Other than that, I have not seen and I cannot view, or like I cannot foresee anyone hating on her for any other reason besides that, you know? And honestly, to me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being transgender, but that's just me. I think there's way more things to worry about than whether or not someone wants to change their gender because they feel like the opposite gender fits them better. You know what I mean? Chat, I don't know. Her only flaw only comes when it's Akyomi. Yes. She's very rational about that, considering she turns down and thinks all knights are dumb when they talk her out of wanting to date him. Oh, right. Yes. I want a friend, no, a big sister like her. I want her to become my big sis. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. She's very nice and her only flaw is freaking Akyomi. Yes. I think being a bit very do not think first, but lots of characters have it and she's not the worst case. Oh, definitely not. A lot of the time her character gets reduced to it. Exactly, that's the thing. It's like she has no really bad flaws in her. Not counting Akyomi, Arane doesn't really have anything that you can hate about her, you know? Even her insecurities about like how she views herself. I mean, she's more comfortable now, but like, you know, back when she first like changed gender, you know, she was very unsure and she still felt very you know, masculine and stuff, considering she's the tallest in Knights, and she still is, and everything like that. But like, you know, like people were hating on her just because she changed her gender, which I don't know, it just seems like something that is a bit insignificant considering that is her choice. To change gender, you know. If she feels better being a girl, then let her be a girl, man. Plus she slays. She looks so pretty every time. So you want an Arane near me too. That's the biggest dream after starting Enstars. Yeah, who doesn't want Arashi near them? Arane is awesome. She is. I have not, apart from those people who hate on her based on her transgenderness, I have not met a single person that hates Arane, so that's a very good sign, honestly. It just proves that there's nothing really wrong with her character. So, and her flaws are not something you can hate on. She's our tall queen. Yeah, it's such an insignificant thing to hate on. Exactly, Kino, exactly. You love her as her? Oh, that's sweet. It's her choice. Exactly. Alright, moving on. Ritsu! My comfort character, Ritsu. I feel like Ritsu's the observer, chat. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but like it seems like he always knows what's going on. And the fact that he's so quiet is that like, you know, the fact that he is so quiet, people normally think that he doesn't know what's going on, but in reality, he knows exactly what's going on. I want to say he's low key, but he's not, because I don't think he's low key just because he's quiet, you know. I feel like observer for sure, yeah. Because the difference between low-key and observer is like, you know, like observer is they actually like take into consideration like what's going on around them, and like if they see a situation escalating, they would do their best to stop it and like find a solution. But low-key is like they would rather stay out of it, either out of fear or out of like pressure, where it will feel like there'll be a bigger burden if they do anything about it. So yeah, he's probably the smartest and the person that knows everything on Enstars, strategist for a reason. Yeah, exactly. For being someone who sleeps 90% of the time we see him, Ritsu knows way more than we expect, to be honest. So he's a strategist for a reason.
Really. Oh, we reached blah blah blah. We have reached Switch. I'm getting caught on my own words. Natsume. Oh, chat. I have a very big bias towards Natsume, so I cannot really speak about him for anything. Because there are things that I experienced with Natsume. Okay, I told you guys how he haunted me in the gacha before. That part everyone knows already. Like, you know, if you watch my streams before. But I will save these for story time because these are like multiple stories. But let's just say Natsume doesn't just mess with my gacha. He messes with like almost everything in my life, and I am not joking when I say that. It has become sort of like haunting, you can put it that way, to the point where it literally freaked out not just me but also my friends in real life, whether they play Ensemble Stars or not. So I'll save that for a storytime video. But yeah, I cannot speak for Natsume on a neutral standpoint anymore because my biasness towards him is has changed a lot since he won't leave me alone. So he haunts my life. Yes, he does. He does. He does. Yes. I really want to save those stories for a storytime stream. I can give you guys a bit of a snippet to give you guys a bit of context into what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what he does to Natsume P's. That's the thing, Kino. I am not a Natsume P. I am not a Natsume P, Kino. Fun fact. Okay, before we continue the tier list chat, Natsume is slightly low-key because he's kind of like Izumi. He would definitely support you, but performing a hex on you is his way to do so. He's probably a light sleeper, just pretend so he hears everyone near him when he sleeps. That's the thing. To give you guys a bit of context of what I'm talking about here, you can't wait for the storytime stream. Yeah, I'll definitely give you guys more detail in the storytime stream, but to give you guys like a bit of context, because me saying Natsume haunts my life doesn't really give you guys any context. It's just gonna like I'm a future one LMAO, that's how he's become all peace, you know. I guess so. But honestly, chat, this is actually a true story. This happened. This is one of the many stories of Natsume haunting me, so I'll share the rest in the storytime stream in the future. But to give you guys a bit of context as to why I say he haunts me, right, is there is one of the main things that he did that interfered with my real life is last year, around this time last year, my friend who creates games, for a birthday present, she made me a game. Okay, she's very sweet for that, and the game is basically like a otome game for Enstars, where she took all of my favorite characters from Enstars at the time, because this was before MDU was introduced, right? So it was every person up to Esupuri. She took out all my favorites and put them into the otome game for me, and she coded everything in and everything. She was super sweet for it, and she told me that she was trying to code in, or like she was trying to like insert dialogue for them for both endings. So like each of my favorite characters would get a good ending and a bad ending depending on the conversation I want to have with them. So like a real dating sim, a real otome game like vibe, right? So she was trying to code in a good ending and a bad ending for every character that she put into the game. And she told me that whenever she tried to code in a bad ending for Natsume, it just didn't work. It
it's either the program she uses will crash, or like the website where she gets their pictures would crash, or she can't insert their pictures at all. Basically, whenever she's trying to what do you call it? Whenever she's trying to code in a bad ending for Natsume, no matter what context it was in, she just couldn't do it because her system would either mess up or something would happen that she cannot insert the bad ending. Yeah. And then you're interested in this game? Oh, Nurse Rex, I'm so sorry, but this game is made specifically for me. It's basically something that my friend did a mini project just for me. So it contains a lot of like information about myself beyond my VTuber. So yeah, this game is not like publicly available or anything like that. It's just a game just for me. Yeah. Yeah. So the end product, literally like, okay, I played this game last year, so I don't really remember like the specific outcomes, but if I'm not wrong, I think Natsume is the only character without a bad ending. I think every other husbando I had in that game, like every other character that she picked out from Enstars and inserted into that game, had a bad ending except for Natsume. Natsume is the only one without one. I think Natsume is the only one with just one ending actually. The other people had like two because they had one good and one bad. Natsume only had one. He only had one. Natsume only had one, and it was a good ending too. I don't know. I don't know. And what made it even funnier, chat, is that, okay, another thing is, I don't know if I want to ask, okay, if you guys are wondering who this friend of mine is, she's actually my editor. You can check out her Twitter in my description and stuff. She's the one that edits all the highlights in my channel. But she, for this year's birthday, for my birthday this year, she's actually going to be making a part 2 to that game for me. Very sweet of her, and I love her for that. But unfortunately, I won't be streaming that game for you guys because again, it contains information about me that you guys don't know, and it's personal, so it's better for me not to stream it, unfortunately. And I want her to like go wild with her imagination, so I don't want her to be held back by anything. So I'll tell you guys my experience after playing it. But she told me that this literally happened yesterday, okay? Or the day before yesterday, I don't remember. She told me that she was trying to code in Nozomi, like his pictures, because I wanted her to add Nozomi as a potential love interest in that dating sim for me. And she told me she was trying to code him in, like put in his pictures, put in the dialogue and everything. And she told me that when it comes to Nozomi, it crashed her. It crashed her PC, it crashed her system again. And right, chat, I am not joking when I say this happened 2 weeks after I had a conversation with Yonchi, my moderator. Me and Yonchi were having a conversation around 2 weeks ago, how I was telling Yonchi about Nozomi having the potential to replace Natsume in my top 10 tier list, like my top 10 on-star characters. Nozomi may take Natsume's place as a second placer behind Esu, because currently my top 3 is Esu, Natsume, and Mao, right? I told Yonchi that Nozomi could replace Natsume as my second placer in my favorites. And 2 weeks after that conversation, when my editor started making the game for me and she tried to insert Nozomi's pictures and his route and everything, it crashed her. Her system crashed like 2 to 3 times. So she told me that, you know, she'll do her best, but her system is not cooperating with her, basically. And I actually told her the conversation I had with Yeonchi, and it was even funnier because she was like, "Yeah, it's definitely Natsume behind it. He's back. He's back for revenge." Chat, these two stories that I just shared, the one from last year and the one from yesterday, is just two out of like many stories Natsume has interfering with my life, okay? He haunts me in more ways than that I really cannot share it now because it would take way too long. So this is, I will share these stories again in the story time stream when I'm confident enough to share more stories about myself, but this is just to give you guys a bit of context about what do I mean by haunting. So it's like, it's not just Natsume coming home in gacha for me very often, but it's also the fact that he kind of interferes with my real life things as well. He really does. He really does. He really does. And it generally freaks me out, okay? It's been going on for... Because the first incident of Natsume quote-unquote haunting me was like around like a year and a half ago at this point, so it's almost been 2 years since Natsume started haunting me, so... Oh gosh, I can't with this. And again, chat, I would like to reiterate, Natsume is only second to Esu in my favorite list because he haunts me this much. Because when I first started Enstars, I honestly didn't really have eyes for Natsume whatsoever. It's only when he starts coming home in the gacha very, very often that I was like, Natsume is pretty cute. Then I decided to make him a second placer to Ritsu, because at the time Ritsu was my favorite. This was way back when I first started Global. And then not even though Natsume was my second favorite, I don't think he didn't like stop his haunting, I guess, and he still haunts me till this day. Because literally the most recent haunting he did was the one from yesterday, where he crashed my editor's PC and her gaming system and everything. So yeah, chat, I know it's a very unbelievable story, but the fact that it actually happened, nobody believes it because like this is such like a big coincidence, but it has happened for 2 years at this point. It happened last year and it happens this year too. And the thing is, my editor's PC is like, you know, very good and she never has problems with it. It's only when she started coding in a very specific thing for the game that she's making for me, that's when it goes haywire, you know. She told me that coding everyone else was perfectly fine. It's just Nozomi gave her the most trouble. So... Wait, let me see you guys' chat. Hold on. When said about 2 endings you thought about it, LMAO. He wants you, LMAO. He's your turn to be a Natsume P. That's Natsume cursing with his magic, literally. He hexed me. Yes, he did. You don't know about that, but that's actually sweet for a friend. Yeah. My editor's very sweet for that. She's my best buddy. See how hard he tries to pull onto his side, Ayame. Let him in, become a Natsume P. That's so cool. You can tell us the cool parts at least. You need an Enstars dating sim now. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah. My friend is so sweet for that, honestly. That she's making. I'm very appreciative of her for that. Yeah. I'll tell you guys my experience for sure. Unfortunately, I cannot stream it though. But yeah, I'll definitely tell you guys what happens. Still pretty cool. Yes, I will. I'll tell you guys my experience. Nozomi started a war. He went on a war against Natsume. I don't think he did though, Kino. It's just me saying Nozomi may replace Natsume because Nozomi just makes me that happy. And coincidentally enough, soon after I made that comment that Nozomi may replace Natsume, that's when Natsume went full haywire and started crashing things. So... they went on an actual war. That's Natsume fighting off. It's a sign. Natsume's hobby is giving curse for Nozomi. Yeah, the real haunting. It's also coming in real life. Yes, it is. It is. Natsume needs everyone to have eyes on him. The true greed. Blame Natsume if everyone PC dead now. Yeah, it's actually Natsume who went on a war. Yeah, Nozomi had nothing to do with it. It's Natsume. I have so many more stories about Natsume to share with you guys, honestly. There's so many things. So many things that Natsume did that, oh my god, it is honestly pretty creepy, but at the same time, it's pretty funny. Because at this point, I don't think he'll stop haunting me anytime soon, so I just let him do it at this point. It's gotten so bad. Okay, it's not bad, but like Natsume has been like haunting me for so long that some people have actually told me that they want a character like Natsume in their life. I have friends tell me, I want a character like how Natsume likes you, because you know Natsume comes home to me in the gacha, you know, like, you know, he's constantly showing me that he loves me and stuff because he constantly wants to be near me and like, you know, proving to me that he's better than all of my other favorites. And I have friends who told me that they want a character like Natsume in their life too. Oh my gosh, I can't. Chat, I don't know what you guys think of the story. It sounds unbelievable, I know, because it is, but there's really nothing else I can really, like, you know, share as proof, because that's literally just what happened. So oh gosh. You guys can let me know what you think of that story. Like, do you guys like think it's crazy? Do you guys think it's unbelievable? You know, like what do you guys think of the story? It's crazy, but you definitely can believe it. It's Natsume after all. Exactly. That's another part that makes it creepy, because you know Natsume is canonically known to practice black magic, and you know he possesses some hexes and powers, so that makes it even scarier. That can happen if it's Natsume though. Yeah, actually. So yeah, chat, that was like a bit of taste as to what Natsume interferes with my life, but those are like kind of minor, to be honest. The major things is how it impacts me directly, but I'll share those in a future time. I'll just have a full stream dedicated to Natsume stories. That can actually happen because it takes so long to tell every single story of what he's done. So okay, Natsume as a friend though, low-key, I think. That's why, chat, I would say that like whenever people ask me my opinion on Switch, I cannot really say it because normally I would just say I'm very neutral to Switch, because you know I like Smoogie and Sora, you know, I like them both, but like they're not my favorites or anything. But I refuse to talk about Natsume, and it causes people to think I don't like him, but that's not really the case, because Natsume is like a special case, if you get what I mean, chat. Because I've not even been in a situation where like a character comes to me before I even started liking him, you know? So to me it's a very like new thing for me to experience, because normally it's like if a character you like is your favorite, you would go for them. They won't come to you first. But for Natsume, apparently it's the opposite. That's why honestly I don't know what to say about him, because do I like him? Of course I do. I do like him a lot. He is still my second favorite. Nozomi has not replaced him yet, but and I don't think Nozomi will, to be honest, but like even if he's my second favorite, I cannot even say my bias towards him and my bias towards Esu is the same, because you know, I don't know, like Esu acts a lot more normal, if that makes sense. Esu just comes home to me in gacha normally, and you know, I love him very much and stuff like that, but Natsume is like
Kino, I would have suggested you to go check yourself in case you're actually hexed in real life as a joke, but I think that's a pretty sweet curse at the very least. It's pretty sweet, yeah. He liked you back before you understood you like him. He's your Enstars CEO daddy from Dark Romance. That time I got hexed by an idol. Actually though, Kino. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely probably ask my editor to edit out this part of the stream as a highlight because oh, this story is so wild. And the fact that it's the most minor story of all the Natsume stories I have. You read too much Dark Romance and can't not joke about it. It's fine, Kino. For you don't like but still love a bit Izumi too. Well, for me, I don't like but still love a bit Izumi too. Oh. Alright, chat, moving on. That Natsume story took what, half an hour? I don't even know. Okay, we're moving on to Tsumugi. Tsumugi! Clovers, if you're still here, we're on to your favorite. Sorry that took so long. But hopefully you guys like that story though. Yeah. I feel like it's very fun to share. As creepy as it is, it's fun to share. Because it still catches everyone I tell off guard that this actually happened. So Tsumugi, okay. Tsumugi is like, I mean there's no hard worker person tier, so we'll probably have to think of something else for Tsumugi. Kino, I hate Izumi so much, I'm definitely not an Izumi P for 5 years. Tsumugi is a best friend material, but he is, you know how he is. He tries C, but can he? Kino, I think especially when he needs a hype friend for himself. I would say Tsumugi is more of a planner, to be honest, because he's very organized in that area. That it kind of like outweighs it since he's such a hard worker to begin with. So he has a gift for planning things. Your sentences are broken, LMAO. Okay, honestly, chat, like regarding like what Kino mentioned earlier about me being a Natsume P and Natsume wanting me to, you know, be a Natsume P, right? I am kind of a Natsume P if you think about it, because like, you know, Natsume is my second favorite because, you know, obviously I'm an SUP since he's my favorite, right? But I like Natsume. Okay, I like Natsume, Kohaku, Mao, Ritsu, and Hajime enough to be counted as a P for them. And when I know more about Nozomi, I would be a Nozomi P as well. Even at this point, I would say I am a Nozomi P, right? So all things considered, I am a Natsume P. It's just that he's not my favorite. I think that's the thing that Esu has above him, is that Esu's my favorite and Natsume isn't. He's a planner, supporter, listener rather than hype mood lifter. Yeah, so I think Tsumugi goes in the planner tier list. And he can give good advice too. Cause Tsumugi has seen stuff. He can give good advice based on that. I'm so sorry, Tsumugi. I know you've been through a lot, but yeah, you can definitely give good advice based on what you experienced. Honestly, some of my friends do pity Natsume because they know that, you know, Natsume would, you know, be second to Esu, like pretty much always, since Esu is literally like concrete my favorite, so I feel so bad, but at the same time, you know, I cannot give up on Esu just because of it. Cause, yeah. Sora! Sora is the mood lifter. Yes, he is. Just his laughter would make you happy, so. Sora doesn't even need to try to lift the mood. He just does, even if it's unintentional.
though he's intentional. What's that romance story like Love and Scramble? What? Yeah, actually. It's so sad. I feel so bad for Natsume that, I unfortunately cannot give up on Esu just because, Natsume wants me to have him as my favorite. It's so sad because honestly it's sadder if you think about it from a long-term perspective, because throughout my whole time of being an Enstars fan, I have never had Natsume as my favorite ever, because when I first started Enstars in the EN server, Ritsu was my favorite. Natsume was my favorite for a good few months, I think, because a year after I started the EN server with Ritsu, Natsume replaced him as my favorite when I started the CN server a year after that. But I started JP a few months after I started CN. Pretty much I would say 9 months after I started CN, I started JP. And the moment I started JP, Esu became my favorite. So Natsume was my favorite, but not for very long. So in terms of like my favorites in Enstars, it has always been Ritsu first, then Natsume, then Esu. And Esu's my current favorite. So Ritsu was like my favorite for like a year. Natsume was like my favorite for like 9 months after that, and then Esu has been my favorite since he came out. Since he was announced in April of 2024 is when Esu was announced with 4-piece. So got hexed by an idol, and he is still a second place to an actual He's still a second place to an actual MC. Esu's an idol though. No, I don't know. Kino, I don't know what you type. M!MC. What does that mean? I don't know if you can explain that, but next is Mama Dayo. Mama Dayo. Would you say Mama goes in best friend material, chat? I don't think there's anything that he doesn't have that, because Madara is pretty much full package when it comes to being a friend too. Oh my gosh. It's like male MC in the story LMAO. In series like that, you have a canonical male MC like Esu, and everyone else is a choice only if you want. And in books, it usually still ends up with MC. True, yeah. Oh yeah, then okay, no, I understand what you're saying now. That's why you put MMC. Oh, I see. Mama is a full package. Oh, he is. He's a good listener, good advisor, a good observer. He's everything. Yeah, he is everything for sure. Mama dayo. It's the fact that when I mentioned Nozomi having the potential to replace Natsume is when Natsume actually took action afterwards. That part is scary. He's a good, yeah. Esu! My favorite boy is next. I'm biased to Esu, but like honestly speaking, if I were to think more practically, Esu is the mood lifter, I would say. He's definitely not best friend material in a sense because he's still not mature enough to give proper life advice or like give encouraging words. He can give encouraging words, it's just that it won't be as thorough. It'll just be whatever comes to his head first. I think he's a hype friend. I mean, he is, yes. He tries to plan or give advices, but he can't due to no experience. Yes. So he's either a hype friend or mood lifter for sure. Okay, just because Esu can get serious when he needs to be, I'll put him in the mood lifter, because the hype people are like super hyper to the point where they sometimes forget to tone it down. I'll put Esu as mood lifter. Out of Esupuri, he is a best friend material and a glue, but objectively not really. Yes, I agree, Kino. Yeah, we have to think a bit more practically here. I'm trying not to let my bias come through so much. Okay. Kana! Yeah, he can be mood lifter, yes. Kana! The baby of the cast, literally. Is he an observer or low-key? I feel like low-key is better for Kana, because because Kana, unfortunately, he I don't think he has the wisdom yet to be an observer. He's definitely sharp enough to be an observer, but unlike the three that are already in observer, he wouldn't know what to do when he knows something's wrong. So I would say Kana's in low-key for now, until he grows up. When Kana becomes more mature and he knows how to socialize a bit better, I think he would be an observer more. But for now, I think he goes in low-key. What do you guys think? Kana is definitely observer, listener, or low-key. He can give advices of encyclopedia, but he's 12. Yeah, low-key. Yeah, I would say low-key too. Considering there's only 6 total characters in Observer and Glue, it just proves how much, you know, how talented the 6 of them are in that perspective. Because it takes a lot to hold a friend group together when you are the glue of the friend group, right? Which is, you know, Chaki, Tatsumi, and Subaru, based on what we put. And Observer is like, you know, you need to be sharp enough, but also mature enough to understand the situation to help the situation of your friends as well, which is what Ritsu, Kato, and Shu can do very well. So recent scout you read was a hero scout with Raika, and Raika went, if you need help you can ask Kana, and hero went, really? I'll remember that as the actual answer to the question. Kana is definitely capable of like helping people, and he's not heartless. We all know Kana is not heartless. It's just Kana is not heartless. He's emotionless. He cannot express emotions well. That's what's Kana. But obviously, you know, if he sees someone in trouble, he would try his best to help them, definitely. But I think because of his age right now, I think it's safer to put him in low-key. Yeah, I think it's safer to put him in low-key. Yeah, I think he'll be a good listener though, that's for sure. Yume! What do you do when you feel cornered in life? Until Koaku went, and what do people do if they don't know Kana? And I know Esu literally asked Kana 1000 questions before on Stars arc. Yeah. But he's still not mature because he's 12. He can, but it's not as good. Exactly. So to keep it safe, we'll put Kana in low-key for now. He'll definitely be in a different tier when he grows up. But for now, he'll probably be in low-key for sure. Okay, Yume. The guy who literally does nothing but insult people. Oh gosh. Yume is not a good friend to begin with. Yeah, actually. Sorry, LMAO. There's no redeeming qualities for now. Yes. As much as I love to remain positive, Yume had to throw a monkey wrench at everything I have built. Chat, have you noticed that how in like almost every tier list we have, Yume always throws a monkey wrench at it. AKA he's the wild card that probably has to have me make a special tier just for him. We had this for the party tier list too, where like we can't really put Yume anywhere because he wouldn't do anything fun at the party. He would just be insulting people all the way through and clinging to Esu the whole time. Oh gosh. He might be a gifter. What does he even do? I feel like he can be a gifter because, you know, he cares for Esu a lot and he's responsible for that. You can't picture for Yume. Yeah, that's the thing. But for Soma, it's different because we know Soma will try his best to be a good friend. It's just that Soma has so many things he's unsure about that we can't put him anywhere until we decided to put him in the listener category. He's not like Soma. No. In any way. Nope, he's not. He's not like Soma in any way. He's not. Oh gosh. Yume. He always throws the wild card at these tier lists, man. What am I supposed to do? What can we do with him, chat? What can we do? He cares so hard, he stalks him and calls himself his wife. Yeah, actually. But Kino, but Kino, okay, Nurse Rex, this is a spoiler, so if you want, you can, sort of like, you know, like, maybe like, skip, like, kind of like not listen in or anything, or mute the stream for like a good few minutes. But Kino, the fact that Yume calls himself Esu's wife just because of Esu's father, the whole thing between Yume and Esu's father is so messed up still. It still rubs me the wrong way. And especially as a Esu P, I feel so oh, that story for the thing between the thing between Yume and Esu's father is just so icky to me. Like, oh gosh, I'm so scared that kid is crazy. He's like the worst outcome possible. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, Nurse, I didn't read your message properly. It's okay. They're new characters after all. Yes, yes. He looks like a cute boy. No, Yume is not cute. Nurse Rex, don't let his cute looks deceive you. Really, do not. Do not. He likes him cause of his father, and I'm scared cause of that. Yes! I'm so worried about both. Right, because Yume is still a tragic character, but his way of thinking is so messed up. It creeps me out. The way Yume reacts now is even crazier. Yeah, right. Oh gosh. Chat, I really don't want to make a new tier and just type in not a good friend, because obviously that's not what I aim to do. I really don't want to do that just for Yume, because I am hoping a future story would make Yume redeemable somehow. But since we don't know yet, I'm just gonna put, oh crap, I'm gonna put Yume in this one, because this one is this brings gifts and snacks. It's more simple of a role in a friend group compared to the rest. And since Yume cannot fulfill the rest, the least he can do is bring the presents and snacks for an outing, right? I feel like he'll be capable of doing that, so I'm gonna put him there. No doubt the other four will be much better at it than him, and the four of them will actually want to bring gifts and snacks for the outing, but Yume would do it if he was told to by Esu, so I think it's fine. We'll put him there for now. Gosh. You can't put your audio to the lowest to prevent spoiler. It's fine, Nurse Rex. It's okay. I'll say a spoiler warning if we talk about any Esupuli or Melodiras thing. So when we rank Melodiras, you can give your opinion, Nurse Rex, but when we talk about something a bit more in-depth about their character, you don't have to listen in if you don't want to be spoiled. But regarding Melodiras, since we don't know much about them anyway, I feel like we can discuss it, because everything about Melodiras we know is literally from the few stories they are in. plus their profile on the wiki, which is easily found, so I don't think it's too in-depth that you'll be too outdated for Melodiras. I think it's just Esupuri that it's best you won't be spoiled. So I think Melodiras is still fine. I think we should put him in Gifter, right? Like a cosplay friend or something. Yeah, I think so. Like how traumatized the kid could be to end up like that. I want them to expand on his lore. Right. Yeah. Yumi is such an interesting character. Though he scares me though. He scares me so badly. Raika is a mood lifter or brings a snack or gift. They're bad like Ibuki in that, but they both try. Honestly, Raika is nowhere near as crazy as Yume though, I have to say. Raika is definitely more tame, though he is also a little bit of a little mischief himself. Raika is he's a character, alright? Raika is my baby bird, my child. I feel so parental about this boy. I do too, Kino, yes. He is very mischievous though, and he is naughty. He's a naughty kid for sure. The little kleptomaniac. But yeah, we are all very protective of Raika, because at the end of the day, Raika is still quite innocent, and like, you know, Raika doesn't, from what I can tell, Raika for the most part doesn't have any bad intentions that cross his mind. So his lore is crazy, but he ended up sweeter, like a different response to trauma. Yeah, Raika is like what would happen to Yume if he gotten the help he needed. I don't know. Like, yeah. I'll say, okay, he's either right here or right here. Okay, chat, which one would you rather Raika be in? Mood lifter or the gift part? My little kleptomaniac. It's okay, we'll teach him good. They can change. Yeah, I believe in that. That's why I actually still have hope for Raika and Yume as well. I actually hope they expand on Yume's story. But for now, yeah, I would say Raika doesn't scare me nearly as much as Yume does. Gosh. Would you say Raika is in the gift one or the mood lifter? They do have very different trauma, but like objectively they were in completely different situations. Also he's very sweet himself. Yeah, Raika is a very sweet guy. He is. It's just he is also a little mischief. Yume is like 14, I think he can change. Yeah, Shu and Izumi did. They did, yes, but it's gonna be a hard path. Really, yes. A lot of them had a lot of character growth since basic era, so there's always hope for the new characters too. You think Gifter more? Okay, I'll put Raika up there. Okay. I don't think you guys can see it. Hold on. Raika's up there. There he is. Okay. Okay, Melodiras. Melodiras. Hold on. I don't know what's going on with my model, chat. Hold on. My model was like glitching out or like not even following my movement. Yo, Dubai chocolate man. Yeah. Juice. To give you guys some perspective on the next friendship tier list we have, okay, I have it planned already. Like, I already know what I want to do for that tier list stream for us individually calling them friends. So you guys can actually do a bit of planning first, because I'll let you guys know one of the tiers I plan to put. That tier list stream will be coming either mid to end of February, so you guys can stay tuned for that. It'll definitely be in February though, because I already had it planned out, and I feel like I can a bit more refinement and I can stream it already. So one of the tiers that you guys may want to think over before we actually start is there will be one tier in that future tier list stream called best friend. And basically that tier is you guys will have, I'll let you guys pick up to 3 characters. Which 3 characters would be your best friend in this franchise? So like, don't think about practicality wise, don't think about like how they are as a person. Just think about how you guys would interact with them. Which 3 of the characters in this franchise would you get along with best? And then I'll let you guys pick up to 3 best friends, and those people will go into your best friend tier for that tier list. Because I'm currently thinking of who I would put as well. So you guys can literally be as biased as you want. If you want to pick your favorites, it's fine. It's just like, you know, if you guys think you'll get along with them best, then yeah. So you guys can definitely think about that for that tier list. Because that one is probably a very difficult decision, I can imagine. So just because they're your favorite doesn't mean you'll get along with them, you know? Because maybe, you know, you are very different from them and stuff. So maybe you guys can have some time to think it over before we actually stream it. The other tiers would be a bit more like niche. I haven't come up with names for them yet, but yeah. There'll definitely be a tier where you guys would have to pick your best friend in this franchise. So he is very, I don't know, the low-key maybe, he might be good, but for now all I see him do is go see how bad they are, ES, and how good we are, NDU. Like, man, be for real. We're childhood friends, ask me how my day was going. I don't know why, Kino, that made me laugh so hard. But to be fair though, Juice is the childhood friend of Anzu, and we as the player are not Anzu. Anzu and the player are two different people. So at the same time, we're technically not his childhood friend. But he did trash on ES in front of us, though, as the player. So I don't know, Kino, your chat made me laugh so badly. Oh my gosh. That was way too funny. Oh my gosh. I need to calm down. Okay. Oh. Honestly, in terms of like Juice, I would say that he's either he could probably be the planner, but because he does refer to us like we are like true. But it's still because he does refer to us like we're close. I mean, yeah, he does. He does talk to the player like that. Like, they're super close and stuff. Oh my gosh. That's too funny though. Why is he like this? A true chocolate Dubai La Boom Boom man. He's so unintentionally funny. Yeah. One thing I have to say, chat, like for like future reference for the tier list that's coming in February, right, is that like the one of the 3 characters I would put in my best friend tier, I'm gonna be honest, is actually gonna be Juice, because I don't know why, we know very little about him, but for some reason the vibe I get from him is like I can get along with this dude no problem. Like I literally can like bounce energy off of him and we'll go like, you know, like I'll literally be his best friend. Like I can literally see myself getting along with him very well. You know, in the new Karu story, Karu is jealous of us talking about Juice a lot and says he loves us, man. Really? Oh my gosh, Karu. Oh, that's so sad. Karu, I'm so sorry. Oh. Oh man, this is heart-wrenching. But honestly, guys, I feel like Juice will go in like the low key or the planning or the yeah. I'm quoting. He says, "I love you." Oh my gosh. Oh, Kaoru, no. Oh. Okay, back to Melodira's chat. I'm trying my best not to lose focus here. Juice will go in the low key, I think. Yeah. For now, we don't know much about him, so he can go in the planner, I guess. But Nozomi, objectively, you won't be his friend because he doesn't care. True. Unless he finds the person interesting enough, then he would be their friend. If not, then he wouldn't. So, but Nozomi, honestly, right, if he was in a friend group, he would be the observer for sure, because there is literally nothing that can get past him. I think he can but for now, I don't know. I will put Nozomi an observer just because that's his special talent and his specialty. Because like Nozomi's specialty is like to observe people and to, like, as creepy as it sounds, conduct social experiments on them. And yeah, I won't put it past him that he can be a good observer in a sense where like he can literally sense if something is wrong. But if he wants to do anything about it, it's his choice, I guess. That's this man's talent, right? Mashu! Circus boy. Talent. Dance machine. Mashu. I mean, there's no social media tier, so we're gonna have to think of something else for Mashu. He is definitely not low-key. He could be a mood lifter, I guess. Mashu is a best friend material. He gives me Naru vibes. A bit, actually, yes. And Mashu is one of the two that hasn't trashed on ES yet. But to be fair though, we must anticipate he may, Kino. Don't you think? Because, okay, Juice and Chitose already trashed on ES, right? But Nozomi and Mashu haven't yet, but that doesn't mean they won't. They may in the next story, or they may when we see them next time, you know? Because that's literally, you know, what Melodiras is for, is to be an antagonist to ES. So he may actually trash on... I can anticipate all four of them trashing on ES, actually. And I won't even put it past Nozomi and Mashu, because I feel like they would if they are told to. He even gives advices, and he can, because this guy saw a lot and saved Chitose. He did, yes. But to be fair, trashing on ES doesn't mean he's a bad friend. It's just that he trashes on ES even though he hasn't yet. So you do anticipate him to do so, but I don't know, I want to give him benefit of the doubt. See, he kind of did, but also not really. It's like he does it, but more lame, like he barely does it. MDU will be the villain type to ES. No, sorry, not really. Okay, to give you context of what Melodiras is for, right, is what people are theorizing is it's gonna be very similar to Eden from the basic era. Yes, Kino mentioned it. Yeah, they're like Eden from the first era. Basically, they're not villains. I don't want to dub them as villains, because villains are like people like the gatekeeper, you know? I don't want to dub the idols in the same level as gatekeeper's cruelty. Okay, so I would say they're more antagonistic than villains, you know? But yeah, I would say they're more antagonistic than villains, to be honest. But yes, they're made to be a rival group to ES, basically. You feel rivals more. Yes, for sure. They're definitely not evil. I'll put it out there. I'm pretty sure MDU is not evil, because Eden is not, Crazy Bee was not, when Crazy Bee was the antagonist to Alkaloid, between the Crazy Bee and Alkaloid story in the beginning of music era. So yeah, I will say they are like antagonistic, really. Our last person, chat. Chitose. Chitose is like a I don't know. I don't want to take into account that he trashed on ES as well. I really don't want to take that into account. I'm trying to think of like what he's like towards, you know, Melodira, since, you know, he is a member in their group. Chitose is the planner. He is like Tsumugi Midori for now. That's the vibe I'm getting, actually, Kino. So I actually, yeah, I'll put him up there. Gosh, I like how even the bottom three are. But the smaller, but it's so sad. The glue, the people that keep friends together is the smallest category. Look at this. But yeah, we'll take a look and we'll see if, you know, like if you want to move anybody. If you guys like feel I should move someone, let me know. But here's our top few. Planner slash advisor, got hype friend, listener, brings snacks and gifts, the glue, the observer. The glue being 3 people. Yeah. Oh gosh. And then scroll down a bit and then we see this. Okay guys, I do have a question for you guys before we end stream. This tier list unfortunately is way too big for me to zoom out, so I'll just keep it like this and, you know, it'll just be half the tier list and the other half, but I think it's good even though I missed half of it. Wait, where's Rini? I missed him. Rini? Oh, he's up here. Hype friend. There's so little for idol to keep their friendship with each other going. Right. Oh, that's so sad though. That's so sad. But one thing I do want to ask you guys before we end stream is, when we do the next, there will be definitely more tier lists in between this one and the next friendship one that is more personal that we're gonna do. But for that tier list, right, if you guys had to pick one best friend in this cast, who would it be? Because, you know, I mentioned how we'll have a best friend tier and you guys can pick up to 3 people to put in that tier for yourselves. But if you guys had to think of one person to put in that tier, who would it be? Like, who in this cast will be a best friend to you as a person? Not these people here, like not best friend material. It's more of like, to you, who will you get along with best? Who will be your best friend? Hi, Yonchi! Just in time, yes. We're not ending yet because I'm chatting with them, so don't worry. You can stay to chat with us. But the tier list is finished already. There's like, I want to hear you guys' perspective in terms of that, because it's like everyone is different as an individual, right? So, yeah. You're choosing between Hinata, Mika, and Ira, and I think Hina is number 1. Oh, that's so cute! Oh my, I nearly got a hiccup. If you can't pick 4, Hajime, Chiaki, Mika, or Arashi, you definitely pick 1. This is hard. Yeah. Unfortunately, because there's so many people in this cast, I decided to, instead of limiting us to 1, we can pick up to 3 people. Which is the same for me. I can only pick up to 3 people to be my best friends in the next friendship tier list we do. So, yeah. Lots of my faves are so similar to me. We would fight to death. And Hinata's the only one who won't really. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like 3 is a good number to stop at because, like, you know, like, even though you can have a lot of like very good friends, there's always like the few that you can rely on most. So I feel like 3 is a good limit number for us. For me, it's definitely Juice for one of them. I cannot think of anyone I would get along better than Juice. If I'm being for real. Like, I'm looking at the cast right now, like all of them, because I can see them in the tier list, right? I can view myself being good friends with a lot of them, obviously, because all of them are, you know, super sweet, super kind, and some of them, you know, like, even though they're a bit crazy, you know, you can still get along with them just fine. But there's just something about Julius that, like, resonates with me. I'm like, yes, this guy is gonna be a very good friend of mine, maybe even my best friend, because I could just feel myself. Mashu's too old for you. Ibuki is too small. Leo would kill you for being too noisy. And Nikki would eat you. Kino, I don't think Nikki would eat you. 3, wow, I need to get rid of one of your Ocean. I'm sorry, Nurse Rex, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but that's the thing about the tier list as well, chat, is like, the tier list will be something that will be different from this. The tier list would be, like, for context, the tier list, since it's gonna be a bit more individuality wise, and you guys can see my tier list on the stream, and you guys will make your own as we tier mine. It'll be like best friend, then like good friend, or like, okay, basically you can put it as like, okay, these are my BFFs, right? And then the next one would be like, I'll be great friends with them. Then the next one will be, I'll be good friends with them. Then the next one will be, I'll be acquaintances with them. And then the bottom one would be something like, I'm just purely, you know, they're like acquaintance, or like, I don't get along with them. Because there could be characters you don't get along with, right? So it'll be something like that, basically. So it won't be like super niche or anything like that. It just depends on like who is like your super best friend and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to add like a ride or die tier. It's like where you can only put one character up there. Probably not, because that would be very difficult to choose. But yeah, so probably will be like best friends, great friend, good friend, and stuff. And honestly, like, since my tier will be on the stream, I would limit myself to 3 characters for best friends. But if you guys want to add more best friends to your tier list, go right ahead. It'll you know, because that'll be up to you guys, right? Because for me, I want to limit myself because I don't want to be too biased, you know. But if you guys want to like add as many best friends as you want, go ahead, because, you know, it's your tier list, right? That tier list is gonna be like very individual based. So even though I'll be streaming mine, you guys will be, you know, making your own as well at the same time. So if you guys want to add more best friends to your tier list, feel free. I'm not gonna stop you. I have no right to stop you, actually. You should just do whatever you want. So he went, Maui, can I eat your finger? You smell so nice. I can't expect everything from Nikki. If he won't eat me, I would be like Hinata Tora for him. Is very annoying little one that runs around and messes in the kitchen. Nikki definitely eat a person. He would. That's the thing. It's like, Nikki is the one that brings up the topic of cannibalism. So yeah, he might have done it already. Who knows? Considering the hints in his story. Help! I hate Enstars for such random stuff. Oh, guys, I can't. Oh, this is too funny. But yeah. Also, in terms of like friendship wise and stuff, like, I do have like people who I have as ride or dies and stuff. That's why I'm trying to limit myself to 3 best friends in the future tier list. But if you guys want more best friends, feel free to add. Really, feel free to add, because yeah, these characters will be your friends in your tier list. So that tier list is honestly mainly to really see, like, even though we love them all, like, there's definitely, since each character is so different from each other, there's definitely some characters where we generally won't get along with them because we're just too different, you know. So I have I have the idea of making that tier list is purely for that reason, because I am curious, like, if there's any character I would generally not get along with just because my personality would clash with his. So, yeah. Because, you know, loving every character in this franchise is very different from getting along with every character in this franchise, you know? Because even though you like them and understand them as a character, that doesn't mean you can get along with them. So at most, you'll be their acquaintance or something. And that tier list, I won't bother making a tier for enemies, because who would want to make an enemy out of anyone, you know? So again, it's all about positivity. So that tier list will honestly, I would think that the lowest tier in that tier list would be acquaintance. I don't think it'll be any lower than that. Yeah, especially since us as players, we are producing them. So it's our job to take care of them, right? And make sure that, you know, they get their job done, and it's our job to take care of them. So obviously we cannot treat any of them cruelly, and I don't think any of us would. So yeah. You definitely can't get along well with Kaoru because all he do is probably just flirt. I mean, Kaoru is definitely toned it down since Basic Era. Kaoru is not nearly as big of a playboy as he was in Basic Era. Nurse Rex, so yeah, you're fine. I think you'll be fine with Kaoru, to be honest. You need to write a self-insert fanfic, but be so realistic about it. So I'll write about how Izumi actually hates me and I will hate him back. I don't think everyone is definitely gonna like me unless it's actually the years past. Yes, correct. So that is one thing that I'm curious about. It's like, for myself, it's like, who would I get along with and who I wouldn't? Because like, I cannot imagine myself getting along with every one of these characters, you know? Because my personality would definitely clash with some of them, for sure. I can see it right now. So yeah. Kaoru right now, I think, is only with Anzu. Yes, but doesn't flirt. He really has toned down hard. He has. Kaoru's very different now. Kaoru is not nearly as big of a playboy as he was in Basic Era, so yeah. For those of you who are worried that about, like, you know, like Kaoru being a playboy and stuff and flirting with you, he won't. Because we're talking about like Music Era stuff, so yeah, he won't. Gosh. Choosing just 3 characters is hard for me too. But I'm still gonna try to limit myself to that, so probably gonna limit myself to Juice and 2 other people, probably. Because Juice is definitely one that's gonna be in my best friend tier for sure. I'll probably even have a chat with Yonchi about this. Maybe she can give a bit of her insider to who I can get along with. He's a consent guy now. Yes, we love Kaoru and his character development. We love Kaoru and his character development, chat. We love him for that. Ah! Alright chat, since tomorrow's stream is gonna be for Akatsuki, I will might as well like share some announcements with you guys here now, since I don't want to deter away from Akatsuki too much tomorrow. So I'll just share the updates about my channel. Starting next Monday, when I release my schedule, you guys will see a schedule change in design. I have changed the way my schedule looks relatively enough. So when you guys see my schedule, just, you know, you'll just see something different about it. And yeah, you guys can feel free to let me know if you prefer the old design or the new one when I release it on Monday. And regarding the weekly stream for Enstars, I will not be what do you call it? Regarding the weekly stream for Enstars, because this week will be for Akatsuki and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow will be for Nights. Next week, I'll have to let you guys know that I'll only be streaming for Switch next week on Sunday, because Saturday's stream would be something special. So I want you guys to know this in advance. So next week, the only Enstars like stream themed to a group would be for Switch. So we'll see Madara and Double Face the week after that. And also I'm not too sure yet, but like this is just like my planning right now. There is potential that Switch's stream may not even be for next week, because next Saturday stream is so special that I kind of want to make a part 2 to it on Sunday, but I still haven't decided yet. So when I release my schedule, then you guys would know, and you guys can like, you know, schedule your times if you guys want to stick around for those streams, because the what do you call it, Saturday's stream, I can let you guys know now, I want it to last at least 5 hours. So yeah, I already have a bit of planning on what I want to do for Saturday's stream. I won't tell you guys what it is yet. I'll let you guys know what it is either during Akatsuki stream tomorrow or night stream the day after that. But I want next Saturday stream to last at least 5 hours. So hopefully you guys can stick around for it. But if you can't, then yeah, it's fine. I just want to make it, I just feel like I should start it earlier and make it last until like this timing. And then yeah, so basically since now this current tier list stream is 3.5 hours, right? So I'll start 2 hours earlier than normal, so it can be the 5 hour window, because I want to spend more time live on that stream. So yeah. And then is there anything else I need to update you guys about? Let me try to remember. I don't think so, because regarding the Alkaloid stream, not Alkaloid stream, the Alkaloid event that's currently in JP right now, I already mentioned I won't be farming it, so that's why we're continuing with Akatsuki and Nights this week. So yeah, that should be good. Then we have another tier list coming on next Friday. That one will be on Stars theme, but it won't be the friendship one. It's something else that I wanted to try. So you guys will see the tier list next week for that. Then Saturday is the special stream. Sunday is still up in the air. It could be Switch, it could be the part 2 to the Saturday stream. I don't know yet. But yeah. But I'll let you guys know what Saturday's stream will be about tomorrow for the when it's Akatsuki's stream. So yeah. Okay, one final look at the tier list. Let me just, in case anyone wants to take screenshots or something, I don't know. But I'm surprised at how even it is. Like, look at this. The top 4 are very even. Then the middle 2 are super short, and then the bottom 3 are very even. Chat, I don't know what this is. I really don't know what this is. Like, all of our tier lists almost end up perfectly even every time. By pure coincidence. So I don't know if you guys want to chat with me about anything else. If you guys want to like chat with me a bit, you can let me know. I'll keep the stream up for, you know, 5 more minutes in case anyone wants to chat with me, but for the most part, yeah, I think that's the end of this stream. You guys have anything you want to chat with me? If not, we can end stream. And stay tuned for Akatsuki tomorrow, for all you Akatsuki Ps out there. I'll be playing with 3 members and 4 members. So yeah, I'll be playing with both the old old Akatsuki and new Akatsuki. So don't worry, I won't be showing bias to either. because both Akatsukis are as important as each other. Did I like Cater's new card? You wanted to ask, but it's not a twist stream. It's okay, Kino, it's fine. We can go a bit off topic since we're done with the stream, to be honest, but Cater's new card. Are you talking about the La Bonbon card or the... Wait, is it the La Bonbon card or is it the... Wait, Kino, are you talking about the La Bonbon card or the Pajamas card? You get a lot of all perfect Enstars more than Project Sekai. That's good though. That's good. That's good, Nurse Rex. That's very good. Truth, both Akatsuki matters. Yes! The Bonbon card. No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Wait, hold on. Let me look at it. I haven't seen it. Wait. Hold on, chat. Give me a second. Let me go and search my social media a second. Let me look at it. Where's Cater? Oh, he looks so gorgeous! I'm looking at it right now, Kino. He looks so pretty! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Cater looks gorgeous! What the heck? Oh my gosh! Good luck for those of you who's farming for Project Sekai, by the way. Unfortunately, I had to remove Project Sekai as a game from my phone because I had to keep my other games, and I'm still keeping the 3 servers of Ensemble Stars that I play, so unfortunately I cannot play Project Sekai anymore. I still love Project Sekai though. Maybe one day when I have more space I'll download it again, but yeah, I have to remove it unfortunately. But Cater looks so gorgeous! Oh my goodness! Can't wait for the groovy. Yeah, same, Kino. Can't wait. Regarding Twisted Wonderland streams, chat, well, very unfortunate, but I am not able to roll for Cater's pajama card this year for his birthday because I actually have no rolls left in Twist, because something very funny happened. Okay, so I'm sure Kino, I know you were there, but like during the Lilia stream for Lilia's birthday, Lilia came home in the first 10 roll, I remember, and I was thinking to myself that I wanted another copy of that Lilia Platinum Jacket, so I decided to use my leftover rolls to get him. The second copy of Lilia came home in 20 pulls. Yes, I gotten 2 copies of Platinum Jacket Lilia in 30 pulls total. Okay, now, at the time, after I did those pulls, I had, I think 70 left, and I was like, and I got 10 more from Melius's birthday, so I had 80 pulls. But because Twisted Wonderland, the EN server, got anniversary, they gave out, you know, free 10 rolls, extra rewards, and the dorm cards got raid up banners. And one of my favorite cards in the whole game is actually Lilia's dorm uniform. I love Lilia's dorm uniform card very much. So I decided to take a risk and use my remaining rolls to try to get Dorm Lilia. Unfortunately, Dorm Lilia came home in 90 pulls. So yeah, Dorm Lilia basically ate up all of my gacha pulls, and because I was 10 pulls away from the 100 guaranteed SSR, I decided to do 10 more pulls after Lilia came home to see which dorm uniform I'll get after that, and Azul came home. So from the 100 pulls I did on the anniversary banner, I got SSR Lilia and SSR Azul. But because of that, I don't have any more pulls. So, yeah. So unfortunately, I don't have any pulls left for the near future for Cater. So unfortunately, I have to skip Cater's pajama card this year. Maybe the rerun it gets next year, I'll get it. But for now, yeah, I'll definitely not have enough pulls for Cater, unfortunately. I'll definitely be rolling for that pajama card though, but I'll probably do it next year. Yeah. Because, truth be told, since I don't often roll for, like, event cards, I think there won't be anyone else I'll be rolling for until Lilia's birthday next year when I'm rolling for Lilia's pajama card when it comes out. Then that means next year Cater would be his La Bonbon card already. So yeah, I think I'll have more than enough pulls by then when I do the monthly thing and the not just the when I exchange the monthly diamonds, I claim the birthday boys rolls. I will have enough for Lilia and Cater. Yeah, because I took a look at all of the pajama cards, like the slumber cards, the slumber birthday cards, and apart from Lilia and Cater's slumber card, I don't think I'll be rolling for anyone else's because I am more of a fan of their La Bonbon cards. So I think for Lilia and Cater, I'll be those are the only two characters I'll be getting their slumber cards. The rest of them I'll be prioritizing their La Bonbon cards more. So this year, where you know it's the slumber series, I'll probably be saving everyone's birthday rolls. So probably the next time I'll roll in Twist is actually the Lilia's birthday next year. But I'll definitely be streaming Twist sometime when I do events and stuff. But I won't be rolling for anyone. The only summer cards you have gotten is Ace and Apple and Riddle. Riddle looks cute, yeah. You will get a La Bonbon too. Yeah, that's why. The La Bonbon cards are way too nice, so I need to prioritize those instead of the slumber cards. So I'm only prioritizing Lilia and Cater for those. But Cater I have to wait until next year because Lilia's dorm uniform card took priority. But it came home so late, man. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's it for my announcements, chat. I don't think there's anything else for me to update you guys. So, your taxi driver Ace. Yeah, I love his hat. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the tier list with me, chat. This was the most random tier list we've ever had, I would say. I had to constantly change the tier names. Oh, this tier list stream is definitely the most scuff, for sure. Yeah, in terms of topic, but it's fine. It's okay. I promise the tier list next Friday will make more sense. Thank you guys for dropping by the stream, guys. Rest well. And tomorrow we'll be playing with Akatsuki. And I'll be making more announcements tomorrow. Bye, guys. It's okay, Kino. It's okay. It's okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Natsume story too. I'll definitely be clipping that and asking my editor to make a highlight of it. That was way too funny. Good night and day, everybody. Rest well. And have a good rest of your day for those of you who's not sleeping. Bye, guys. See you guys tomorrow. I can't wait for Akatsuki, man. I'm already so excited. I can't wait to play with them. Ah! Bye, guys.